forest is still. A soft, cool mist clings to the mossy ground. Above, the canopy of ancient oaks and towering pines holds the darkness of the night. It is that quiet hour before the sun begins its climb. The air is crisp and carries the clean, earthy scent of damp soil and awakening ferns. Deep within this sanctuary, the world is waiting. There is a gentle hush that settles over the trees. A single bird offers a soft, melodic note, then falls silent again. This is the moment when the forest breathes. It is a time of perfect, undisturbed stillness. In the shadows near a hidden clearing, a movement emerges. It is barely a ripple in the morning light. A slender form shifts. It is a deer, rising slowly from its bed of dried leaves. Its coat is a soft, muted brown, blending perfectly with the dappled shadows of the woods. The deer stands motionless. It does not rush. It simply exists within the rhythm of the dawn. Its large, dark eyes scan the surroundings with a calm, steady gaze. There is no urgency here, only a deep, natural awareness. The forest welcomes its movement, and the leaves barely rustle as it takes a single, graceful step. This creature is built for quietude. Every muscle is relaxed, yet ready. Its thin legs are like willow branches, strong and elegant. Its ears twitch slightly, catching the distant sound of a trickling stream. There's a sense of immense peace in its posture. It is a being that belongs entirely to the woods, a part of the earth itself. The deer lowers its head, testing the air. Its velvet nose trembles, drinking in the scent of pine needles and damp clover. It moves with a silent fluidness that suggests it is drifting rather than walking. In this quiet forest, there is nothing to fear. There is only the rhythm of the heartbeat and the slow turning of the earth. Nature moves in a circle. Each day brings the light, and each night brings the rest. The deer understands this flow. It does not fight the seasons or the hours. It simply moves with the wind and feeds on what the earth provides. It is a link in a chain that has remained unbroken for thousands of years. You can feel the weight of your own body softening as you watch this creature. The deer does not worry about the future or the past. It lives in the exact space where its hooves touch the moss. Its mind is as clear as a mountain pond. It is present, grounded, and deeply at peace. Why does the deer seem so calm? Perhaps it is because it carries no burden. It seeks only the shade in the heat and the shelter in the cold. Its life is a series of simple, quiet moments. It knows the secret of contentment, to be exactly where you are, breathing the same air as the trees and the stars. As the first faint light of dawn touches the tops of the trees, the deer begins to walk deeper into the green heart of the forest. We will follow this path together. We will walk through the seasons and the years, observing the gentle life of this inhabitant of the woods. Close your eyes and imagine the soft earth beneath your feet. Feel the coolness of the morning mist on your skin. The air is sweet. The forest is vast, and you are tucked away in a safe, quiet corner. Your breathing begins to match the slow, steady pace of the deer. You are safe here. You are drifting into a place of silence. The story of this life is just beginning, and you are invited to listen. Let go of the day behind you. Let go of the thoughts that stir your mind. There is only the forest, the light, and the gentle, rhythmic steps of the deer. Everything is slow. Everything is calm. The forest floor is soft and welcoming. You are becoming part of this peaceful scene, drifting deeper into rest with every passing moment. The journey ahead is long and beautiful, and for now, there is nothing left to do but breathe and be still. Long before the first forests of today took root, the ancestors of our deer walked upon this earth. They were smaller, subtle creatures, drifting through ancient landscapes that look nothing like the world we know now. Millions of years have passed since those early days. The earth has shifted its shape, continents have moved, and the climate has danced between ice and warmth. Through it all, the lineage of the deer has remained constant. These early beings moved through vast prehistoric plains. They learned to navigate the changing terrains, moving gracefully through dense jungles and across open grasslands. Over millions of years, the cooling of the climate and the thinning of the forests demanded change. The deer adapted. They grew more agile, their senses becoming sharper, their forms more refined. They survived because they knew how to be still. They knew how to listen to the whisper of the wind and the subtle shift in the shadows. Every change in the environment left its mark upon them. When the land turned to tundra, they grew thicker coats. When the grasses became sparse, they developed the ability to wander for miles in search of nourishment. They are the survivors of time. They have walked through ages of fire and ice, always moving with that same quiet, inherent dignity. Their history is written in the very way they hold their heads, in the way they arch their necks to sense the air. Today, deer are found across nearly every corner of the globe. From the frozen reaches of the northern taiga to the humid, lush tropical rainforests, their resilience is a testament to their nature. They have learned to thrive in the high, thin air of mountain peaks and in the quiet, hidden valleys where the rivers run deep. Each environment has given them a different hue, a different pattern of spots, a different strength. Yet, the essence remains the same. The spirit of the deer is universal. In every country and every forest, they serve as quiet guardians of the wild. They move through the trees like spirits, unseen and unheard by those who do not know how to look. They are the bridge between the earth and the sky, forever walking, forever observing, forever calm. As they spread across the world, they carried the wisdom of the ancient woods with them. Now, let us turn our gaze back to the present. In a quiet, verdant valley, cradled by hills and shaded by ancient pine trees, a new life has begun. This is the deer we shall follow. He is a part of this endless, ancient lineage, a tiny link in a chain that stretches back into the mists of time. He does not know the history of his ancestors, but he carries their strength in his bones. He is young, and the world is large and soft before him. He wakes in the tall, dew-kissed grass of the meadow. The sun is just beginning to filter through the leaves, creating golden patches on his dappled fur. He stretches his small legs, testing the ground beneath him. Everything is new, and yet everything is familiar. He knows the scent of the clover and the rhythm of the rising sun. He stands in a patch of soft light, listening to the morning song of the forest. He is a small, quiet presence, breathing in the scent of damp earth and blooming wildflowers. His life is just starting to unfold, an unwritten story of peaceful days and quiet nights. He steps forward, his hooves making no sound on the forest floor. He is a child of the wild, perfectly adapted to this gentle life. As he wanders through the meadow, he encounters the world with wide, curious eyes. He does not fear. He trusts in the wisdom of the earth. He pauses to nibble on a tender green leaf, his movements slow and deliberate. He is learning the way of his ancestors, the way of grace and the way of silence. He is discovering the secrets of the forest, one leaf at a time. Imagine him now, moving through the dappled sunlight. His small, delicate frame is a picture of tranquility. He is not worried about the vast history behind him. He is simply living in the present. And as you watch him, you feel your own worries drift away, just like the morning mist. The world becomes smaller, warmer and more manageable. You are resting in the same quiet space, watching a creature that embodies the very soul of peace. The forest around him is vast, but he feels safe. He knows every shadow and every patch of sunlight. He moves with a natural, flowing rhythm, a rhythm that you can feel in your own heartbeat. Your chest rises and falls with his. You are grounded in this moment, held by the same earth that supports his tiny hooves. As the morning progresses, he finds a spot of soft moss beneath the heavy boughs of a spruce tree. He lays down, tucking his legs beneath him. He closes his eyes for a moment, resting in the warmth of the sun. He is perfectly at peace. He is a part of the forest, and the forest is a part of him. There is no urgency in his life, no rush to be anywhere else. You, too, can find this kind of peace. As you drift here, imagine the cool air against your skin and the soft, earthy scent of the forest filling your lungs. Let your muscles relax. Let your thoughts settle like leaves falling onto the forest floor. You are a silent observer of a life that has been perfected by millions of years of quiet existence. There is a profound beauty in this simplicity. We spend so much of our lives looking for meaning, running toward goals, and worrying about what comes next. But the deer shows us that the most important thing is simply to be, to breathe, to stand in the light, to be aware of the world around us. He opens his eyes, watching a butterfly dance through the air. He doesn't try to catch it. He doesn't try to change it. He just watches. He is content in his stillness. And in that contentment, he finds everything he needs. The wind whispers through the branches above, a soft, hushed sound that invites sleep. The forest is settling into the middle of the day, a time for rest and quiet reflection. The shadows stretch longer, and the light turns a deep, golden honey color. The deer remains in his spot, a silent guardian of the peace. You are drifting deeper now. The forest is fading into a soft blur of greens and browns. You are safe. You are held. The history of the world is long, but in this moment, there is only the quiet breath of the earth. You are part of a cycle that is ancient and eternal, a cycle of light and shadow, of movement and rest. The deer shifts, his ears twitching at the sound of a distant stream. He is alert, yet completely relaxed. He is in harmony with the world. He knows that all is well. He knows that the sun will set, and the stars will rise, and the world will remain, turning slowly through the night. Allow yourself to let go of the day. Let your limbs feel heavy and warm. The story of this deer is a mirror for your own life, a reminder that you, too, are a part of this natural world. You belong here. You have a place in the rhythm of the universe. There is nothing you need to do. There is nothing you need to solve. Just listen to the soft, steady cadence of the narrative. Just breathe. The silence of the forest is your blanket. The darkness is your comfort. You are sinking into a deep, restful state, where the only thing that matters is the quiet peace of the present moment. As the sun dips lower, the air grows cooler. The deer stands, shaking his fur, and begins to move slowly through the undergrowth. He is heading toward the water, his steps light and sure. You follow him in your mind, drifting across the soft, mossy floor, surrounded by the towering trees that have stood for centuries. Everything is in its place. Everything is exactly as it should be. The world is at rest, and you are resting with it. Close your eyes, let your breath slow, and feel the deep, grounding presence of the forest. The journey is gentle, the path is clear, and the sleep that follows will be as calm as the quiet life of the deer. Rest now. The forest is watching over you. The night is coming, full of stars and the soft, hushed music of the wind. You are safe. You are still, and you are ready for a deep and peaceful dream. There is no tomorrow yet, and today is already complete. You have arrived at the place where all noise ceases and only the truth of the earth remains. Sleep in the gentle grace of the woods. Sleep in the peace of the silent, ancient path. Everything is quiet, everything is still, and you are finally, fully, at rest. The morning light filters through the canopy, painting the forest floor in soft shades of gold and amber. Our young deer stands in the gentle warmth, a creature refined by the patient chisel of evolution. To understand his quiet life, we must look closely at the form he carries through these woods. Every aspect of his body is a masterpiece of design, crafted not for conflict or haste, but for a life of calm awareness and harmonious movement within the wild. He lifts his head, a structure of elegant proportions. His eyes, large and dark, are positioned slightly to the sides, offering a panoramic view of his surroundings. Unlike the eyes of a predator, his vision is meant for scanning the horizon, for catching the subtle motion of a swaying branch or the shifting of light in the distance. When he gazes into the forest, he does not focus on one thing alone. He drinks in the entire landscape, feeling at one with the environment. These wide eyes are the windows through which he observes the rhythm of the day, reflecting the calm of the woods in their deep, liquid depths. Above those eyes, his ears are always in motion. They are like fine-tuned instruments, constantly swiveling and adjusting to capture the faint vibrations of the forest. They never truly sleep. Even when he rests, tucked away in the thicket, those ears remain attentive, sifting through the layers of sound. He hears the rustle of a leaf miles away, the trickle of a distant brook, and the soft sigh of the wind in the pines. This constant, gentle vigilance is not a source of anxiety, but a natural state of being. It allows him to feel the pulse of his home, knowing exactly what is happening around him without ever needing to look. His nose is a soft, velvet-textured marvel. It is almost always damp, helping to catch the delicate scent particles carried on the breeze. He breathes in the air, tasting the history of the forest, the dampness of the earth, the sweetness of drying clover, and the sharp, clean scent of crushed pine needles. His sense of smell is his deepest connection to the world. It provides him with a map of his surroundings, telling him where the freshest grass grows and where the safest paths lie. In the quiet of the morning, this scent-filled world is a comforting blanket, grounding him in the present moment. Below his chest, his legs are slender, strong, and incredibly graceful. They are built for efficiency, designed to carry him across the forest floor with a silence that seems to defy the earth's gravity. Each step is a lesson in balance. His hooves are hard and expertly shaped, allowing him to navigate the rocky slopes and the soft, mossy earth with equal ease. When he walks, there is a rhythmic, hypnotic cadence to his movement. He does not struggle against the terrain. He moves with it, placing his feet with a precision that speaks of ancient instinct. His fur acts as both a protective covering and a beautiful reflection of the seasons. In the warmer months, it is a sleek, reddish-brown, speckled with light spots that mimic the dappled sunlight filtering through the trees. This camouflage allows him to become part of the forest, fading into the shadows until he is nearly invisible. As the air cools and the seasons turn, his coat will thicken, shifting into a deeper, earthier tone to keep him warm against the coming frost. Each hair is a part of a sophisticated system, keeping him dry in the rain and comfortable in the heat. For the buck, the crowning glory of his form is the set of antlers that begin to grow anew each year. They are a sign of his maturity and his vitality. These antlers are not merely for show, they are an extension of his own life force, emerging from his head to reach toward the sky. They are grown with quiet, steady strength, a process that happens as he feeds and rests, drawing energy from the land itself. When they are fully formed, they are sturdy and noble, a mark of his place in the hierarchy of the herd. Every muscle, every sinew, and every breath he takes is perfectly balanced with the demands of his home. He is not fighting the forest, he is cooperating with it. His heart beats in a slow, steady rhythm that mirrors the life cycles of the trees that surround him. He does not waste energy on unnecessary movement. He is as still as a statue when he is still, and as fluid as water when he decides to move. This is the secret of his life. He is a creature of deep, resonant peace. You can feel this same balance within your own body as you listen. Like the deer, you are part of the natural world. Your breath, too, can be slow and rhythmic. Your muscles can find that same ease, letting go of the tension of the day. Imagine your own form becoming as light and graceful as his, settling into the soft, comforting embrace of your bed. The forest is here, and you are resting within it. His body is a vessel of survival, but more than that, it is a vessel of grace. Observe how he stands, shifting his weight just a fraction to find the perfect point of comfort. He is fully present, feeling the cool air against his skin and the sturdy earth beneath his hooves. He is not worried about his survival. He trusts the design of his body and the wisdom of his instincts. There is a deep, abiding contentment in this realization. As he stands there, the forest seems to honor his presence. The trees stand tall, as if acknowledging a fellow resident of the woods. He is a small but essential part of this vast, breathing system. His presence adds to the harmony of the place. And as you rest, you are part of this harmony, too. You are safe, you are grounded, and you are drifting further into a state of deep, restorative rest. The deer closes his eyes for a moment, simply enjoying the sensation of the sun on his coat. He is a perfect example of how to exist in the world. He does not try to be more than he is, and he does not try to be anything else. He is just a deer, and in that simplicity, he finds total peace. It is a lesson we can carry with us into the night. We are, at our core, beings meant to be in balance with the world around us. The silence of the woods deepens. You can hear the soft, rhythmic sound of your own breathing, matching the quiet, steady pace of the deer's life. The forest is a place where you can lay down your worries, where you can leave behind the rush of the world and simply be. You are supported by the earth, just as the deer is supported by the forest floor. You are in a safe, quiet harbor. Everything about him tells a story of adaptation and beauty. The way he moves his head to catch the light, the way his ears flick to catch a distant sound, the way he stands in quiet confidence. He is a master of his environment, and you are a master of your own peace. You have the ability to let go, to slow down, and to sink into the stillness. The afternoon sun begins to shift, casting long shadows that dance between the trunks of the ancient trees. The deer takes a slow, intentional step, his muscles rippling beneath his fur. He is heading toward a patch of shade, his movements fluid and dreamlike. You follow him in your mind, drifting along with his slow, deliberate pace. The world is soft, the air is sweet, and the time for rest has arrived. Everything is in rhythm, the pulse of the forest, the beat of the deer's heart, and the slow, calm rise and fall of your own breath. You are drifting into a place of profound quiet. The images of his graceful body, his alert ears, and his steady, peaceful gaze are all you need to keep in your mind as you slip away. Sleep is waiting, as soft as the moss beneath his feet. The forest welcomes you into its deep, quiet heart. You are drifting, you are resting, and you are finally, truly at peace. The night is a gentle, velvet curtain falling over the woods, and you are tucked safely within its folds. Everything is still, everything is calm, and all is well. You are ready to dream of the gentle life of the deer, moving through the timeless, silent forest under the soft light of the stars. Rest now. Your journey is quiet, your heart is slow, and your sleep is deep. The forest is not just a landscape of trees and soil, it is a tapestry of information, woven together by the unseen language of the wild. Our young deer moves through this world with a quiet, heightened awareness. His senses are not merely tools for survival, they are his way of connecting deeply with the earth. Every breath he takes, every movement he makes, is guided by a profound understanding of the environment that surrounds him. To him, the woods are a place of endless stories told through scent, sound, and light. His world begins with the air itself. It is a world of scents, rich and textured. He breathes in, and the forest reveals its secrets. He can smell the dampness of a hidden stream behind the dense curtain of ferns. He can sense the sweetness of wild berries ripening in a distant clearing. Most importantly, he can read the history written in the breeze. He knows which paths other animals have traveled and which areas are currently at rest. This sense of smell is like a gentle, constant stream of data flowing through his mind without effort. It keeps him informed, grounded, and perfectly at ease. Listening is his second nature. The forest is never truly silent, but to the deer, the noise is music. He listens to every whisper of the leaves as they brush against one another. He hears the soft, rhythmic tapping of a woodpecker, the distant murmur of water over smooth stones, and the faint rustle of the wind high in the branches. He does not listen with tension or panic. He listens with an open, relaxed curiosity. If a twig snaps, he knows exactly what made the sound, whether it was the wind, a falling branch, or something living. This clarity allows him to move with confidence, knowing that he is never caught unaware. His vision is uniquely adapted to this filtered, green world. While he may not see the vibrant spectrum of colors that we do, he sees the world in a way that is far more practical for the shadows and the twilight. His eyes are masters of movement. Even in the deepest shade, he can detect the slightest shift in the forest geometry. A leaf fluttering, a shadow lengthening, a blade of grass bending. All of these are clear to him. This vision creates a sense of comfort, for he feels he can see everything he needs to see. He understands the boundaries of his sanctuary, and he finds peace in the familiar outlines of the trees and the paths he walks every day. Reading nature's signals is an art he has inherited from his ancestors. He observes the way the birds behave when the air cools. He notices how the insects grow quiet when a storm is brewing on the horizon. He sees the way the sunlight dances in specific patterns that indicate the time of day. He does not need to think about these things. He simply feels them. It is a form of intuition that connects him to the very heart of the ecosystem. He moves in harmony with the natural rhythm, flowing like a stream around the obstacles of the day. This state of being remains alert, yet completely free of fear. Many might think that to be aware is to be nervous, but for the deer, it is the opposite. Awareness is what allows him to relax. Because he knows his surroundings, he does not have to worry. He trusts his senses. He trusts the wind to carry news and his ears to interpret it. When he stands in the middle of a sunlit patch, his body is soft and loose. He is not bracing for a threat. He is soaking in the beauty of his existence. This is a state of total, quiet confidence. Today, he begins his first real journey of exploration. He moves away from the familiar cluster of trees where he spent his infancy and steps into a part of the forest that is new to him. The ground is a bit softer here, the moss a little thicker. He walks with a slow, deliberate grace, his head held high, ears turning like radar dishes to capture the new symphony of sounds. Every step is an act of discovery. He sniffs a patch of new wildflowers, his nose twitching with soft, rhythmic pleasure. He watches a group of squirrels playing in the branches, his eyes tracking their frantic energy with a calm, steady gaze. He is learning that the forest is vast, yet it is all made of the same quiet, welcoming substance. As he wanders, he carries his peace with him. He is like a leaf floating on a slow river, carried along by the natural currents of the day. He explores the edges of a shallow pool, watching his own reflection in the still water. He is a small, beautiful part of this grand, ancient home. He does not need to rush his journey. He has all the time in the world. As you follow him, allow your own senses to soften. You don't need to be alert to the world outside this room. You can let go of the need to know what happens next. The forest is watching over you, just as it watches over the deer. The scents here are calming. The smell of old books, or fresh linen, or the faint, distant hint of night air. The sounds are soothing, a low, rhythmic hum that lulls the mind into a state of deep, quiet focus. Your vision can relax, too. Let your eyes grow heavy, flickering with the slow, steady rhythm of the deer. You are in a safe, familiar place. You are surrounded by the comfort of your own space and the gentle, imaginary forest of this story. You are part of the landscape. You are the observer, the witness, and the sleeper. Every breath you take is a connection to the stillness of the trees. The deer reaches a small, open area bathed in golden afternoon light. He stops, not because he is tired, but because the moment is so beautiful that it demands to be felt. He stands perfectly still. The wind ruffles his coat, a soft touch that feels like a whisper of approval from the woods. He is in total harmony. There is no distance between him and the earth beneath his hoofs. This is the beauty of the life he leads. It is a life of constant connection. He is never alone because the forest is talking to him, and he is listening. He is never lost because he feels the pulse of the earth in his own heart. He is a master of the present moment, finding deep, profound joy in the simple act of breathing, sensing, and being. As the light begins to fade and the first stars prepare to shine, the deer finds a comfortable spot under a wide, protective oak tree. He settles down, tucking his legs beneath him one by one. The transition is seamless. He is moving from a day of exploration into a night of quiet, dreamless rest. His ears continue to flick, his nose continues to twitch, but his body is at peace. You are mirroring this transition. The day is behind you. The tasks and the thoughts that occupied your mind are like leaves drifting down to the forest floor. They no longer matter. Only the quiet, deep, steady breath remains. You are settling into your own place of rest, feeling the weight of your body pressing into the softness of your bed. The world is safe. The night is kind. The journey of the deer is just one part of the endless cycle, and you are part of it, too. As the darkness wraps around the woods, everything becomes soft, blurred, and gentle. The sounds of the day turn into the lullaby of the night. You are drifting toward that final, peaceful edge where sleep meets the quiet, starlit forest. There is no more need to explore today. The map of your world is complete, and it is a place of comfort and stillness. Feel the quiet seeping into your bones, the slow rhythm of the night settling into your lungs. Everything is as it should be. The forest is deep, the night is long, and the peace of the deer is yours to hold. Rest in the knowledge that you are safe, held by the gentle, silent pulse of the world. Your mind is quiet, your heart is slow, and you are ready for a deep, healing sleep. The forest is here, and you are home. The forest is a home that changes its face with the slow turning of the sun. Our young deer knows these shifts well. He lives within a vast, living cycle where the landscape itself breathes alongside him. As the seasons cycle through the year, the deer adapts with a quiet, natural elegance. He does not resist the cold of winter or the heat of summer. He simply moves with the rhythm of the earth, seeking the comfort that each transition brings. He begins his days in the deep, peaceful forests. Here, the canopy creates a soft, filtered twilight even at midday. The trees are his protectors. Their thick trunks act as walls, and their sprawling branches form a living roof that shields him from the elements. In these woods, the floor is covered in a lush, thick carpet of moss and fallen leaves. It is silent and cool. He moves through the shadows with the familiarity of one who knows every hidden hollow and every soft patch of ground. This is his sanctuary. When the urge for open space arrives, he moves to the meadows. These are the lungs of the landscape, where the grass stretches out in wide, golden waves. The air here is different. It is lighter, sweeter, and filled with the scent of wild herbs. He walks through the tall stalks, his head held high, observing the horizon. The meadows are where he feels the true scale of the world. Under the vast, open sky, he finds a different kind of peace. It is the peace of belonging to something much larger than himself. In the height of the warm months, he may journey toward the high mountain slopes. The air grows crisp and thin as he climbs. The trees thin out, giving way to rocky ledges and hidden alpine pockets where the flowers bloom in vibrant, short-lived color. The mountain is a place of profound stillness. Below him, the world appears as a distant, quiet painting. He stands on the ridge, watching the clouds drift by, feeling the cool mountain breeze against his fur. It is a place of solitude, a place where the air is pure and the spirit can truly rest. Each season brings a new layer to his existence. Spring is the time of tender growth, when the forest floor is reborn with fresh, succulent shoots. He walks through the woods, tasting the dew-covered leaves, feeling the energy of the earth waking up. It is a gentle, hopeful time. Summer follows with its long, warm days and lush, green bounty. He spends the afternoons in the shade, watching the insects dance in the slanting rays of the sun. Life is abundant, easy, and slow. Then comes autumn, with its quiet, meditative air. The leaves turn to shades of amber and rust, drifting down in a slow, hypnotic rhythm. The forest prepares to sleep. The deer moves through the piles of dry leaves, the soft crunching sound becoming a lullaby that marks the transition of the year. He feels the cooling air, a sign to find shelter, a sign to grow thick and prepare for the quietest season of all. Winter is the time of white silence. When the snow falls, the world becomes muffled and still. He retreats to the deepest, most protected parts of the forest, where the branches hold the snow and the world is wrapped in a soft, cold blanket of peace. Choosing the right resting place is an instinct he has perfected. He does not pick a spot at random. He looks for a hollow in the earth, a place sheltered from the wind, where the ground is dry and the view is clear. He circles the spot, sniffing the air, ensuring that the space is as calm as it is safe. When he finally lowers his body, he does so with a sense of total relief. He tucks his legs in, rests his head, and lets the fatigue of the day wash away. He is perfectly nestled in the heart of the woods. Preparing to travel is a quiet, deliberate process. He does not jump up and run. Instead, he rises slowly, stretching his long, graceful limbs one by one. He stands for a moment, waiting for his senses to align with the needs of the journey. He tests the wind, feeling the direction of the air currents. He decides which path to take, guided by an internal compass that knows the memory of every stream and every ridge. There is no stress in his decision. He simply knows where he belongs. You are like the deer, moving through the seasons of your own life. Sometimes you are in the deep, shaded woods of rest. Sometimes you are in the open meadows of thought, and sometimes you are climbing the mountain slopes of new experiences. But no matter where you are always home. You are part of the same cycle. Your body, like his, knows when it is time to be still and when it is time to find a new path. As you lie here, feel the seasons changing around you in the stillness of your room. The air is cool, the space is safe, and you are tucked away in your own version of a sheltered hollow. You have traveled enough for today. The path ahead is smooth and quiet. There is no need to plan, no need to worry about the winter or the spring. You are simply here, in the middle of the transition, finding comfort in the silence. The forest is settling into the evening. The trees are dark silhouettes against the twilight. The deer is resting, his breathing steady, his eyes closed in peaceful contemplation. He is waiting for the moon to rise. You are waiting for the deep, restorative pull of sleep. Everything is in motion, yet everything is still. The earth is turning, the seasons are shifting, and you are drifting further into a state of total, serene relaxation. The world outside is vast, but inside this moment, everything is small and manageable. You are held by the same natural laws that guide the deer through the mountain passes and the deep, silent forests. You are grounded. You are supported. The weight of your body is heavy and warm against your bed. The rhythm of your breathing is the rhythm of the woods, slow, constant, and profoundly calm. Let the images of the changing landscape wash over you. Think of the soft snow of winter, the bright green of spring, the golden light of summer, and the crisp, falling leaves of autumn. Each season has its own gift, and each season has its own rest. You have lived through them all, and now you are resting in the peaceful beauty of the present. The deer is breathing in the scent of the evening air. The forest is quiet. The shadows have stretched out to touch every corner of the woods. There is no more travel for tonight. You have found your resting place. The journey is complete, and the reward is this deep, beautiful stillness. Close your eyes and let the last of your thoughts drift away like the falling leaves in autumn. You are in the safest part of the forest, under the protection of the ancient trees. The night is a gentle, quiet companion. Everything is settled. Everything is still, and you are ready to let go of the world. Sleep in the peace of the changing seasons. Sleep in the quiet home of the earth. You are safe. You are home. You are finally, perfectly, at rest. Gentle steps across the earth. The forest is a network of hidden paths, and our deer knows every turn, every soft patch of moss, and every clear stream that cuts through the woods. To watch him walk is to watch the very definition of grace. He does not stomp or rush. He moves with a quiet, fluid intelligence that seems to harmonize with the earth itself. His hooves are designed to make the lightest possible contact with the ground, allowing him to traverse the thickest undergrowth without making a sound. Each step is a deliberate, measured act, a silent conversation between his body and the wild terrain he calls home. Walking is his natural state. When he moves through the dappled light of the morning, his legs lift and fall with a rhythmic precision that feels almost hypnotic. He places each hoof with care, testing the ground before committing his weight. If a dry branch lies in his path, he adjusts his stride effortlessly, stepping over it without a single crack of wood. It is this extreme mindfulness that keeps him safe and unseen. He moves through the dense thickets like a ghost, a shifting shadow in the green world. He is never hurried, for he understands that time in the forest is measured not in minutes, but in the slow, steady rhythm of the sun and the moon. moments, however, when the forest calls for a faster pace. Perhaps the scent of rain is on the breeze, or he senses the need to reach unknown shelter before the evening mist thickens. When he runs, it is a sight of breathtaking power and beauty. He does not run with the desperate tension of fear. He runs with the confidence of an athlete in perfect harmony with his surroundings. His body stretches and recoils like a powerful spring. He clears fallen logs and rocky ridges in effortless bounds, his hooves barely grazing the earth as he leaps. It is a dance of agility, a display of strength that is always balanced, always controlled, and always graceful. He navigates the forest's obstacles as if they were nothing more than lines drawn on the ground. When he comes to a stream, he does not hesitate. He approaches the bank, his ears twitching as he listens to the burbling water, and then he launches himself into the air. He crosses the water in a single, soaring leap, landing on the far side with a soft, precise impact. He is a master of the landscape, a creature who knows exactly how to work with the natural geometry of the woods. He is never blocked by the trees or the rocks, for he sees the path ahead long before he reaches it. His memory is like a vast, internal map of the forest. He remembers the location of the best grazing spots, the deepest shade in the heat of midday, and the driest places to rest when the clouds release their burden. This knowledge allows him to move with a quiet confidence that is rare in the wild. He does not need to search for his path. He simply knows it. He moves along the same trails his ancestors walked for centuries, guided by an instinct that feels like a whisper in his own mind. He follows these ancestral routes, weaving through the ancient trees as if he were part of the scenery itself. As he searches for his daily nourishment, he moves with a calm, methodical energy. He stops occasionally, his head dipping to taste a handful of fresh clover or a tender, low-hanging leaf. He is not just looking for food, he is observing the condition of his home. He notes the state of the vegetation and the moisture in the soil. He is a steward of the forest, moving through it with a respect that is woven into his very nature. He does not strip the land, he grazes gently, leaving the forest as vibrant and healthy as he found it. You, too, can feel this sense of movement in your own mind. Imagine yourself walking through a forest just like his. With every breath, you feel lighter, more graceful, and more in tune with the earth beneath you. You are not rushing anywhere. You are not worried about obstacles or distances. You are simply moving through a beautiful, quiet space where every step is an act of peace. Feel the softness of the ground, the coolness of the air, and the gentle, rhythmic sway of your own body. There is a profound comfort in knowing exactly where you are and where you are going. The deer finds his peace in these familiar, well-trodden paths. You can find your own peace in the familiar, steady rhythm of your breathing. As you drift, let your mind trace the movements of the deer, the careful, silent steps, the powerful, balanced leaps, and the long, slow pauses to look at the world. You are becoming as steady and as calm as he is. The forest is growing darker now, and the air is filled with the evening stillness. The deer has finished his journey for the day. He has returned to the place he knows best, a small, hidden hollow where the trees offer their protection. He stands for a moment, listening to the final songs of the birds, and then he begins the slow process of settling down. He lowers his head, bends his knees, and eases his body onto the soft, pine needle floor. He is finished with the day's journey. This is the ultimate goal of all movement, the return to rest. He has moved, he has explored, he has gathered what he needed, and now he is ready to be still. His heart rate slows down to a gentle, quiet beat. His muscles, which were so active and strong just moments ago, are now completely slack and warm. He is the image of absolute tranquility. He is home. You are mirroring this return. Your own journey today has brought you to this point of rest. The movement of your thoughts, the activity of your day, the effort of your focus, all of it is settling. You are arriving at the same place of safety. You are finding your own hollow in the world, your own quiet space where you can finally, completely let go. The forest will wait for you. The paths will remain, the trees will stand, and the cycle of the day will continue in its perfect, unchanging rhythm. But for tonight, there is no more walking. There is only the stillness. There is only the deep, soft breath of the night. You are drifting into a space of total comfort and silence. The deer is breathing slowly, his chest rising and falling in the dark. The forest is watching over him, just as it is watching over you. You are part of this living, breathing world, and you are worthy of this peace. The darkness is not empty, it is full of comfort, rest, and the promise of a quiet, dreamless sleep. Let go of the need to be anywhere else. Let go of the need to solve any problems. You are exactly where you need to be. The forest floor is soft beneath you. The night air is cool and refreshing, and your heart is beating with the slow, steady rhythm of a resting creature. You are safe. You are at rest. You are drifting into the deepest, most beautiful sleep, guided by the silent, graceful footsteps of the deer, all the way into the heart of the night. Everything is quiet. Everything is still. And you are finally ready to close your eyes and let the forest hold you until the morning light. Rest now, in the perfect, quiet calm, the sounds of silence. The forest is never truly silent, but to the deer, the air is filled with a language that most of the world has forgotten how to hear. It is a symphony of subtle vibrations, a tapestry of whispers that tell the story of the woods in real time. Our young deer stands in the deep emerald shade, his ears rotating slowly like velvet antennas. He is listening to the forest's secrets, deciphering the gentle signals that drift through the trees. To be in this place is to be immersed in a world of soft, constant communication. Every snap of a twig, every rustle of dry leaves, and every distant call of a bird is a word in the silent language of the wild. He understands it all with an instinct that is both ancient and perfectly tuned. The whispers of the forest are the first layer of this quiet language. When the wind moves through the canopy, it creates a sound like the collective breathing of 1,000 ancient trees. The deer finds a deep sense of comfort in this sound. It is a constant, steady hum that masks the smaller, sharper noises of the woods. He learns to distinguish between the soft sigh of a pine tree in the breeze and the more purposeful movement of a fellow creature nearby. This skill is his protection. It allows him to move through the forest with a sense of security, knowing exactly what is happening around him without ever needing to look. He listens to the way the forest speaks to itself, a gentle, unending dialogue that spans across the centuries. Communication among the herd is even more refined. It is not always about sound. Often, it is a matter of subtle gestures and shared awareness. A flick of an ear, a slight shift in posture, or the way a companion turns its head. These are all messages that pass through the group like a ripple in a pond. When the mother calls to her young, the sound is a soft, low vibration that barely carries beyond a few paces. It is an intimate, private language, designed to keep her fawn safe and close. The deer understands these calls with his entire being. He feels the intent behind the sound before he even processes it with his ears. It is a bond of trust, a silent agreement that they are all connected, all part of the same life force, all moving in the same gentle direction through the world. The males have their own way of asserting their presence, though even this is rarely loud or chaotic. In the quiet hours of the morning, you might hear the soft, rhythmic clatter of antlers touching, a sound that resonates through the cool air like a muffled drumbeat. It is a declaration of strength, yet it is done with a curious, quiet dignity. They respect the space of others, and their communication is a way of maintaining harmony within the group. They are not looking for conflict, they are looking for balance. They communicate to ensure that everyone knows their place, so that the herd can continue to move through the forest in perfect, fluid synchronization. But the most profound language is the silent one, the language of body movement. The deer communicates with his whole frame. The way he freezes, his muscles tense and alert, is a signal to everyone around him that something in the environment has shifted. The way he walks with a slow, deliberate cadence tells the others that all is well. He is constantly broadcasting his state of mind through his stance, his gaze, and the very angle of his head. This is the language of the wild, and it is a language of absolute truth. There is no deceit in the forest. Everything is what it is, and every gesture has a purpose. You can see this language in every twitch of his tail and every soft blink of his wide, dark eyes. As a new day begins, the forest undergoes a subtle transformation. The darkness of the night recedes, replaced by the soft, pearly light of dawn. The deer stands at the edge of a meadow, his ears forward, his body relaxed. He is listening to the forest wake up. He hears the first morning songs of the birds, a light, melodic chatter that welcomes the sun. He hears the movement of small creatures in the undergrowth, the scurrying of life that thrives in the safety of the dawn. He is not startled by these sounds. He welcomes them. They are the heralds of a new beginning, a reminder that the cycle of life is always turning, always moving toward a new, beautiful day. You are here, in this quiet place of listening. As you lie there, let your ears grow soft and receptive, just like the deer's. You don't need to listen for anything in particular. Just let the sounds of your environment, the hum of the room, the distant breath of the world, fade into a gentle, rhythmic background noise. You are becoming a listener, an observer of the quiet. The stress of your day is dissolving into the forest air. You are feeling the weight of your body, the warmth of your blankets, and the deep, steady pulse of your own heart. Everything is becoming quiet, and the quiet is becoming your sanctuary. Imagine yourself standing next to the deer in the early morning light. The air is cool and smells of dew and damp earth. You are standing perfectly still, and for a moment, you are part of the herd. You feel the same sense of peace, the same deep connection to the earth beneath your feet. There is no pressure here. There is no expectation. You are simply existing in the moment, part of the living, breathing forest. You are safe. You are held by the silence. You are drifting deeper and deeper into a state of profound, restful calm. The sounds of the forest are now your lullaby. The soft rustle of the leaves, the distant, muffled sound of a stream, the occasional gentle call of a bird, they all serve to deepen your sleep. Your mind is like the forest floor, soft and receptive to the quiet. Thoughts are like falling leaves, drifting down and coming to rest on the moss. You don't need to chase them. You don't need to gather them. Let them fall. Let them settle. Let them become part of the earth. The deer begins to walk again, his steps light and silent on the damp grass. He is moving toward a place of shade, a place where he can rest for the heat of the day. You are following him, but your pace is much slower now. You are drifting, your eyelids heavy, your thoughts blurring at the edges. The world is getting smaller and warmer. You are tucking yourself away in a safe, hidden corner of your mind, a place where only peace exists. Every breath is a deep, nourishing act. You are filling your lungs with the calm of the woods. You are exhaling the tension, the noise, and the busy energy of the world outside. The deer looks back at you once, his eyes calm and trusting, and then he turns away, continuing his slow journey through the trees. He is not leading you away, he is leading you home, home to the silence, home to the rest, home to the heart of the earth. The forest is now fully awake, but it is a quiet, gentle awakening. Everything is moving in harmony. The sun is climbing higher, casting dappled patterns of light on the ground. The deer finds his spot and settles down, his body sinking into the softness of the earth. His breathing slows, his eyes close, and he is gone into the sweet, restorative realm of rest. You are doing the same. You are letting go of the last remnants of the day. You are sinking into your own deep, soft bed. There is nothing more to hear. There is nothing more to do. The language of the forest has spoken, and it has told you everything you need to know. It is time to rest. It is time to let go. It is time to be still. The woods are your guardian. The night is your blanket. The silence is your song. Sleep, deep and undisturbed, is yours to claim. Everything is quiet. Everything is still. And you are finally, fully at rest. Searching for food. The first light of dawn begins to paint the eastern horizon in hues of soft violet and pale gold, marking the moment when the forest stirs with a gentle, waking energy. Our young deer rises from his bed of pine needles, stretching his long, slender legs with a rhythmic grace that ripples through his entire frame. He shakes his coat, the soft fur settling back into place, and he stands in the cool, crisp air of the morning. He is hungry, but his search for food is never a frantic or chaotic endeavor. Instead, it is a calm, intentional journey that defines the rhythm of his day. He moves with the patience of one who knows that the earth provides in its own time and in its own way. He leaves the protective embrace of his resting hollow, stepping out into the meadow where the dew still clings to the blades of grass like tiny, scattered diamonds. The air is filled with the scent of damp earth and the sweet, green fragrance of awakening vegetation. He begins his slow walk, his nose twitching as he samples the air, catching the faint, aromatic trails of the plants he prefers. He does not graze randomly. He moves with purpose, choosing the most tender, nutrient-rich leaves and the freshest shoots that have emerged during the night. Every mouthful is a mindful act, a slow, deliberate process of gathering the sustenance he needs to remain strong and healthy. The grasses here are his favorite. He prefers the soft, clover-rich patches that grow in the sun-drenched parts of the clearing. He lowers his head, his ears flicking back and forth as he listens to the morning forest, and begins to nibble at the lush greenery. He chews slowly, savoring the taste, his movements fluid and relaxed. He is a part of this landscape, an essential piece of the natural cycle. As he eats, he keeps one eye on the edge of the woods, not out of fear, but out of a deep-seated, natural awareness. He is always connected to his surroundings, always listening to the heartbeat of the forest, even while he focuses on his morning meal. As the sun climbs higher, he moves from the open meadow into the fringes of the forest, where the smaller shrubs and bushes grow. Here, he finds a different kind of bounty, delicate leaves, tiny, hidden buds, and the soft, supple bark of young trees. He navigates through the tangled undergrowth with an almost supernatural balance, his slim body threading through gaps in the foliage as if he were liquid. He reaches for a high, leafy branch, stretching his neck to its full, elegant length. It is a beautiful display of grace. He finds the perfect bite, a cluster of leaves that the rain has washed clean, and he consumes them with a quiet, contented stillness. This journey is not just about survival. It is a way of life that keeps him in constant motion through the many microclimates of the forest. He travels from the low-lying valleys, where the soil is rich and moist, to the drier, rocky slopes where the hardier plants take root. He knows the geography of his home better than any map could ever describe. He knows exactly where the morning sun warms the mossy banks, coaxing the early sprouts to grow. And he knows where the shade of the great oaks keeps the ground cool and damp throughout the afternoon. He moves between these areas with a natural, flowing intuition, following the patterns of the season and the availability of the food he seeks. Throughout the different seasons, his diet shifts and adapts, much like the forest itself. In the spring, he seeks out the tiny, succulent flowers and the first tender blades of grass that push through the melting snow. In the summer, he enjoys the vast variety of greens and the occasional fallen fruit, his belly full and his energy high. When autumn arrives, he turns his attention to the fallen acorns and the drying forage, preparing his body for the coming chill. Even in winter, he is a master of the landscape, digging through the light, powdery snow to find the dormant grasses hidden underneath. He is never truly without, for he understands the hidden wisdom of the woods. As he grazes, he often meets others from the herd, a quiet gathering in the dappled sunlight. There is no noise of conflict, no competition that disrupts the peace. They move together, a gentle, shifting pattern of forms against the green backdrop of the trees. They share the space, moving in a loose, comfortable formation that allows each one to feed at their own pace. Sometimes they stop and look at one another, a soft blink or a gentle movement of the head serving as a silent, social acknowledgement. It is a community of quiet, a group of beings living in perfect, unspoken harmony with the world around them. The journey continues as the day progresses. The sun warms his back, and the sounds of the forest become more vibrant. He reaches a place where a small, clear stream winds its way through the valley. He stops to drink, his hooves sinking slightly into the soft, wet mud. He laps at the water, which is cool, clean, and refreshing. The sound of the water, a gentle, constant bubbling, blends with the rustle of the leaves above him. He remains there for a long time, simply enjoying the moisture, the quiet, and the shade. He is at peace, and his body is replenished. You are following him on this journey, and your own mind is being replenished, too. The rhythm of his search for food is becoming the rhythm of your own resting mind. Every step he takes is a step toward deeper relaxation for you. You are moving away from the busyness of your day, leaving behind the hunger for productivity, the need for answers, and the weight of the tasks that once pulled at your attention. Instead, you are filling your mind with the quiet, simple imagery of the deer in the woods. You are gathering a harvest of peace. Feel the forest around you. It is vast, yet it is intimate. It is filled with life, yet it is deeply, profoundly still. You are like the deer, finding exactly what you need in the gentle, natural order of things. You don't need to struggle. You don't need to chase anything. The comfort you seek is already here, resting in the quiet spaces between your breaths. You are safe. You are provided for. The world is taking care of you, just as the forest takes care of the deer. As the afternoon light begins to soften, shifting from the sharp, bright yellow of midday to the warm, honey-colored glow of the evening, the deer begins his slow walk back toward his resting spot. He is satisfied, his belly full, his senses calm. He walks with a steady, relaxed gait, his head swaying slightly with each step. He is tired, but it is a good, deep, natural kind of tiredness, the kind that comes from a day spent in harmony with one's environment. He moves through the long, reaching shadows of the trees, a quiet figure returning to his sanctuary. The forest welcomes him back. The branches above seem to bow in greeting, and the mossy ground is soft and ready to receive him. He finds his favorite hollow, the one he knows so well, and he pauses there for a moment. He stands in the quiet, looking out over the clearing as the first stars begin to wink into existence in the deepening sky. He is a silent witness to the beauty of the world. He has traveled, he has fed, and he has lived his day in a way that is perfectly, beautifully complete. You have walked this path with him, and now you have arrived at the same place of stillness. The journey of the day is over for you, too. All the hunger of your mind has been satisfied by the slow, soothing story. You are ready to lay down, to close your eyes, and to drift into the deepest, most restorative slumber. The forest is here, and you are tucked within its heart. You are sinking down into the soft, dark velvet of the night. Everything is slowing down now. Your thoughts are quiet. Your muscles are soft. Your heart is beating in time with the quiet pulse of the forest. The deer is sleeping, and you are sleeping with him. The trees are breathing, and you are breathing with them. There is no more to do. There is no more to seek. You have found your peace, and it is a peace that will carry you through the longest, deepest, and most healing night of your life. Sleep now in the quiet, gentle arms of the woods, under the watchful, silent light of the stars. You are at rest. You are home. A slow meal beneath the trees. The process of nourishment for the deer is a quiet, meditative ritual that connects him directly to the life force of the forest. After his morning journey, he finds himself in a sun-dappled grove where the plants are lush and varied. He does not eat with haste. He eats with a profound, calm appreciation for the abundance that the earth has provided. Each leaf, each stem, and each bud is selected with a discerning, gentle touch. He stands in the soft light, his movements deliberate and unhurried. He is engaging in a process that has sustained his ancestors for millions of years, a cycle of consumption and rest that is as natural as the turning of the tides. He chooses his plants carefully, his nose guiding him to the most nutrient-dense options. He prefers the leaves that are tender and filled with the morning's moisture. As he gathers these greens, he does so with a lightness that barely disturbs the plant. He is a part of the forest growth, participating in a delicate, balanced dance where nothing is taken that is not replaced by the cycle of the seasons. He consumes the foliage with a rhythmic, steady motion, his jaw moving in a gentle, circular pattern. There is no tension in his body, his muscles remain loose. His ears remain alert to the distant sounds of the woods, but his focus is entirely on the simple, vital act of sustaining his own life. The secret of the deer's digestion lies in the ancient, quiet mystery of rumination. Once he has gathered his fill of greens, he does not rush to move on. He finds a soft, sheltered spot, perhaps beneath the low-hanging branches of an ancient spruce or in a hollow cushioned by deep, velvety moss, and he settles down. He tucks his legs neatly beneath his body, a perfect picture of stability and grace. Here, in the quiet safety of his chosen sanctuary, he begins the process of rechewing his food. This is a time of deep, internal reflection. He rests his head, his eyes half closed, and his jaw moves in a slow, hypnotic rhythm. It is during this time of rumination that the deer enters a state of near tranquility. He is not merely digesting his meal, he is participating in a deep, biological peace. The food he gathered during the morning is processed slowly, efficiently, and with total harmony. This cycle of gathering and then resting is the backbone of his existence. It teaches him that there is a time for active engagement with the world and a time for deep, internal processing. He understands on a level that is beyond thought, that he must take the time to truly absorb what he has taken in. This is his lesson for you, the importance of pausing, of letting things settle, and of allowing the body and mind to fully integrate the experiences of the day. As he rests, the food undergoes its journey through his system. It is a quiet, complex process, a silent alchemy that turns the raw greens of the forest into the energy that will power his leaps and his long walks through the woods tomorrow. He is completely still, yet his body is working with quiet, perfect efficiency. He is like a vessel holding the energy of the sun and the soil. He is becoming a physical embodiment of the forest itself. You can see this stillness in the way his ears remain relaxed, in the way his breathing stays deep and unhurried, and in the way his entire being seems to merge with the earth beneath him. After his meal is fully processed and he feels the warmth of the day's sunlight soaking into his fur, he enters a state of light, restorative sleep. He remains alert, but he is at rest. The world around him is alive with the hum of insects and the rustle of the wind, but he is detached from the noise. He is in his own private world of calm. He is waiting for the forest to transition, waiting for the evening, waiting for the cycle to begin anew. He does not fear what is next. He knows that the forest will provide, just as it always has. You are invited to join him in this state of deep, quiet processing. Like the deer, you have gathered the experiences of your day. You have taken in sights, sounds, and thoughts. Now, it is time for your own version of rumination. It is time to let the day settle. Let the events of the hours that have passed flow through you and dissolve into the stillness of your mind. You don't need to hold on to them. You don't need to worry about their meaning. Just let them be, like the grass in the deer's stomach, nourishing you in a way that is quiet, internal, and restorative. The forest floor is the softest bed you could ever imagine. As you drift here, imagine the cool, damp scent of the earth rising up to meet you. You are sinking deeper into the moss. The weight of your body is being lifted, supported by the ancient, steady hands of the trees. Every muscle in your legs, your back, and your shoulders is becoming as limp and relaxed as the deer's. Your jaw is soft, your breath is slow, and your heart is beating with the calm, steady rhythm of the wild. You are finding that same peace that the deer finds beneath the trees. The light is beginning to change. The shadows are getting longer, and the sky is turning a deep, rich indigo. The deer wakes from his nap, sensing the shift in the air. He stands up with a slow, fluid motion, stretching his back and then his limbs. He is ready for the next phase of the day. But for you, the journey toward sleep is just deepening. You are not rising. You are sinking further down into the velvet darkness. The night is calling, and you are answering with a profound, willing surrender. The meal is finished. The processing is done. The body is ready for the deep sleep of the night. The forest is preparing for the stars, and your mind is preparing for the beauty of dreams. You are held in the same protective, quiet space as the deer. You are safe. You are at peace. There is nothing left to do but drift and drift and drift. The sounds of the forest, the distant wind, the rustle of the leaves are fading into the background of your consciousness, replaced by the soft, steady hum of your own peace. Everything is in its place. The deer is moving silently into the deepening dusk, and you are moving silently into the world of dreams. You are a part of this natural, ancient, and beautiful cycle. The meal of the day, the rest of the afternoon, and now the sleep of the night. It is all a perfect, continuous stream of calm. Sleep now in the quiet, gentle wisdom of the forest. Your rest is deep, your mind is clear, and the night is yours to enjoy in the silence of the trees. Everything is quiet. Everything is still, and you are finally, fully, at rest. Life within the herd. The forest is a vast, interconnected web, and within this tapestry, the deer finds his greatest comfort in the company of the herd. He is never truly a solitary wanderer. He is a member of a quiet, shifting community that moves through the woods with a shared intelligence. To observe the herd is to observe a masterclass in cooperation and mutual peace. They live by a set of unspoken rules, a natural harmony that dictates how they interact, how they graze, and how they protect one another. In this chapter of his life, our young deer begins to understand his place within this social structure, learning that his strength is not just his own, but a reflection of the group he belongs to. The process of getting to know the herd is slow and gentle. It begins with proximity. He starts by grazing at the periphery, watching the older, more experienced deer with a keen, respectful eye. He observes how they communicate with the slightest tilt of a head or a subtle flick of an ear. He learns to mirror their movements, finding a rhythm that matches the collective pulse of the group. It is a process of integration, not of force. There is no hierarchy built on aggression here. Rather, there is a hierarchy of experience and wisdom. Those who have weathered the most winters and navigated the most challenging paths lead the way, and the younger ones follow, absorbing the lessons of the land through simple, silent observation. Grazing together is perhaps the most significant social act of the herd. When they gather in a meadow to feed, they do not just eat, they exist in a state of shared vigilance. While some heads are lowered to the grass, others are kept raised, scanning the horizon for the slightest shift in the light or the softest change in the wind. This is the shared beauty of their life. They trust one another completely. The deer knows that he does not need to be alert every single second of every single day because his companions are watching him too. This collective peace allows him to sink into his meal, to truly savor the sweetness of the clover, knowing that he is being guarded by the collective awareness of his family. Traveling as one is another fluid, beautiful experience. When the herd decides to move from the meadows to the deeper, shaded reaches of the forest, they do so with a synchronized grace. They form a loose, flowing line, a ribbon of soft brown fur moving through the green trees. They do not need to call to one another, they simply move when the group moves. It is as if they are tethered by an invisible, golden thread. One moment they are grazing, and the next, in a smooth, ripple-like motion, they are walking, their hooves striking the ground in a quiet, rhythmic beat. Watching them travel is like watching a single, unified organism navigating the landscape with perfect ease. Relationships within the group are subtle and tender. There are moments of quiet grooming where two deer will stand side by side, nuzzling each other's necks or shoulders, a gesture of affection that reaffirms their bond. There is no drama in these interactions, only a quiet, grounded love that keeps the herd together through the changing seasons. The young ones, like our deer, learn to play with one another, testing their speed and their agility in short, spirited bursts of energy that never become rough. These games are a vital part of their social education, teaching them how to move in coordination with others and how to read the body language of their peers. As the sun begins to reach its peak, the herd often finds a communal resting spot. They choose a place that is shaded and cool, perhaps at the base of a rocky outcropping or beneath a stand of thick, protective fir trees. They lie down in a loose circle, their bodies angled in different directions so that they can see the entire surrounding area. This is a time of deep social consolidation. They are quiet, resting in the presence of one another. The air is filled with the soft sounds of chewing and the occasional, gentle rustle of a tail. You can feel the safety of this arrangement. To be part of the herd is to be truly and completely secure. Yet, even in this peaceful setting, the air begins to change as the seasons turn. The deer senses a shift in the mood of the herd. The older bucks begin to walk with a different kind of purpose, their heads held higher, their presence more pronounced. There is a sense of anticipation in the forest. The long, easy days of summer are fading, and a new, more intense chapter of the year is approaching. The deer, now growing into his own maturity, feels the stirrings of this change in his own blood. He senses that the time for simple play and relaxed grazing is coming to an end, and that a new, more complex time is beginning. You too can feel this shift as you drift deeper into rest. Imagine yourself surrounded by the warmth and the safety of the herd. You are not alone in your journey. You are supported by a circle of presence, a collective energy that holds you in its embrace. The worries that you might have felt earlier in the day are being absorbed by the peace of the group. You are held, you are protected, you are part of something that is larger, more stable, and more enduring than any single thought or concern. Let your breathing synchronize with the slow, rhythmic breathing of the herd around you, in and out, in and out. The forest is quiet, and the deer are resting. You are sinking into the same soft, mossy floor, feeling the support of the earth and the comfort of the group. There is no need for you to be vigilant, for you are safe. There is no need for you to be anything other than exactly who you are, for you are accepted. You are a part of this natural, ancient family. As you drift, let the imagery of the herd provide you with a sense of profound belonging. You are not a separate, drifting consciousness. You are anchored to the world, connected to the same heartbeat that drives the forest. The feeling of being part of the group is like a warm, soft blanket pulled up to your chin. It is the feeling of being home. It is the feeling of being finished with the tasks of the day and ready to transition into the deep, dark, and beautiful night. The approach of the mating season, which the deer now senses, is like a distant, low hum, an invitation to participate in the greater dance of life. It is not something that disturbs your rest, but rather something that gives the story a sense of forward momentum, a sense of purpose that continues even when you are asleep. You are part of this cycle, too. You are growing, you are changing, and you are always supported by the greater whole. The darkness is now thick and comforting. The moon has risen, casting a pale, silver light through the canopy, painting the resting deer in shades of charcoal and moonlight. They are quiet, a collection of silhouettes against the dark, breathing forest. You are in that circle, too, sheltered by the presence of the others, cradled by the stillness of the night. Your eyes are heavy, and the urge to sleep is like a soft, pulling tide. Let go of the day, let go of the herd, let go of the forest, let go of your own physical form. You are becoming as light as the wind that moves through the trees. You are becoming as still as the stone in the stream. You are ready to let the world carry you into the dream state. Everything is perfectly quiet. Everything is perfectly aligned. Your rest is deep. Your peace is total. And you are finally, fully, at home in the heart of the night. Sleep now, for the morning will come in its own time. And until then, you have the entire darkness to rest in. You are safe. You are held. You are at peace. The season of antlers and cool breezes. The air in the forest has begun to sharpen. The deep, heavy warmth of summer has retreated, replaced by a crispness that carries the scent of frost and fallen needles. For our young buck, this is a time of profound transformation. The forest is shifting its mood, and with it, his own sense of self. He feels a new weight upon his head, a physical manifestation of his vitality that has been growing in silence all through the spring and summer. His antlers, once covered in soft, protective velvet, are now hardening into bone. This change is not merely a biological development, it is a signal that a new, more mature chapter of his life has arrived. The season of antlers is a time when the world of the deer becomes defined by quiet strength and noble posture. He moves through the woods with a slightly different gait, his head held with a newfound poise. The antlers represent his connection to the forest's ancient rhythm, a crown of bone that reflects the health of the land and the vitality of his own life force. He treats them with a quiet respect, moving his head carefully beneath the low branches, learning the new space he occupies. Every time he brushes against a tree, testing the texture of his crown against the rough bark, he is becoming more aware of his own power and his role within the greater cycle of the woods. This is also a time of quiet, cool breezes that seem to carry whispers of the future. The herd is changing, too. The atmosphere of relaxed grazing has given way to a more focused, expectant energy. The bucks, once so content to move in loose harmony, now carry themselves with a regal, observant stillness. It is not an atmosphere of aggression, but one of intense, natural ceremony. Our buck watches the older males, learning the subtle language of the season. He sees how they stand on the edge of the meadows, their silhouettes etched against the gathering twilight, guarding the safety of the does and the young ones. He is beginning to understand that his presence, his very stature, is a pillar of stability for the entire group. Competitions during this time are remarkably quiet. Unlike the chaotic battles one might imagine, the disputes are settled through a language of posture and patience. Two bucks may approach each other, their antlers lowered in a measured, deliberate display. They walk in a slow, hypnotic circle, gauging the strength and the resolve of the other. Often, one will recognize the experience of his rival and simply turn away, the tension dissolving as quickly as it arose. There is no desire to harm, only a desire to establish a natural order. It is a dialogue of strength that respects the sanctity of the forest. Our buck watches these displays with a calm, analytical eye, absorbing the lessons of composure and self-control. The process of choosing a mate is a gentle, natural part of this seasonal unfolding. It is a slow, patient pursuit, a dance that takes place over many days and many miles of woodland. The buck follows the scents left upon the breeze, his focus narrowed and his awareness sharpened. He is not in a hurry. He understands that this is a process of alignment, a way of finding another whose rhythm matches his own. When he finds the doe, the interaction is soft and lingering. There is a mutual recognition, a quiet exchange of energy that feels as inevitable as the changing of the leaves. They move through the woods together, a pair within the herd, sharing the silence and the secrets of the deepening autumn. As the season reaches its zenith, the forest itself seems to hold its breath. The colors of the foliage, deep burgundies, burnt oranges, and golden yellows, create a vibrant backdrop for this time of maturity. The deer walks through this tapestry, a figure of strength and grace. He is no longer the small, curious fawn who wandered the meadows in the spring. He is a buck, a guardian, a representative of his lineage. He understands now that his life is not just about his own comfort, but about the continuation of the circle. He is the bridge between the generations, carrying the strength of his ancestors into the future. You are watching this transition from the quiet comfort of your own rest. As the buck moves through the cooling woods, you are settling deeper into the warmth of your own sanctuary. The season of antlers is a reminder that there is a time for strength, a time for growth, and a time for the quiet display of one's maturity. You, too, have your own seasons. You have times when you feel the weight of your own growth, times when you must stand tall and hold your own space, and times when you must learn the wisdom of patience and the power of a quiet, steady presence. Feel the cool air of the season brushing against your skin. It is refreshing, cleansing, and calm. It clears away the last traces of the summer heat and prepares you for the deep, restorative rest of the winter. You are in a safe place, protected by the same natural laws that guide the deer. You are learning the lesson of the season, that change is not something to be feared, but something to be welcomed as a sign of your own unfolding life. Your strength is growing, your wisdom is deepening, and your ability to be at peace is becoming your greatest power. The herd is beginning to settle down for the night, and you are settling with them. The forest is darkening, the stars are sharpening in the crisp, cold air, and the silence is becoming absolute. The deer you have been following finds his place in the lee of a rocky hill, sheltered from the wind. He lowers his head, the weight of his antlers resting naturally against the earth. He is tired, but he is a good kind of tired. He has navigated the day. He has participated in the dance of his season, and he has fulfilled his purpose. Now, he is ready to let go. You are ready to let the images of the season, the cooling air, the changing leaves, the quiet dignity of the buck fade into the background of your mind. You are drifting toward a sleep that is as deep and as natural as the hibernation of the forest. The outside world, with its demands, its speed, and its expectations, is fading away. You are leaving it behind. You are entering a space of total, pure, and unadulterated stillness. There is a sense of completion in this chapter of the story. The buck has grown, the season has passed, and the peace has been found. You are reaching the end of your own day's journey. Everything that needed to be done is finished. Every thought that needed to be thought has been allowed to settle. You are in the hands of the night, cradled by the soft, dark beauty of the woods. Your breathing is slow, rhythmic, and incredibly deep. It is the breath of a soul that is at total rest. You are sinking into the velvet dark. There is no light left to see, no sound left to hear, only the comforting weight of your own peacefulness. The deer is sleeping, the forest is sleeping, and now, at last, you are sleeping. The cycle is complete, the rest is earned, and the peace is yours to keep until the sun returns. Sleep in the quiet strength of the woods. Sleep in the grace of the season. Sleep in the profound, beautiful silence of your own heart. Everything is well. Everything is still. Rest, the buck and the doe. The forest now wears the mantle of late autumn, a time of quiet reflection and deep, resonant stillness. Within this changing landscape, the relationship between the buck and the doe becomes the center of a beautiful, silent harmony. Our buck carries himself with a steady, noble presence, his antlers held high, his movements measured by the wisdom of the season. Beside him, or often nearby, the doe moves with a grace that is both delicate and profoundly resilient. She is the anchor of the woods, a creature of soft focus and constant, gentle awareness. Together, they represent the balance that keeps the forest's heart beating. He is the figure of outward strength, his body built to withstand the rigors of the elements and to serve as a guardian for the lineage he represents. His features are bold, his neck thickened for the challenges of the season, and his eyes carry the steady gaze of one who has learned the map of the wilderness. He moves with a deliberate power, his every step placing him in relation to the safety of the group. Yet, his strength is not aggressive. It is a protective, foundational strength, one that seeks only to preserve the peace of the home he has helped to shape. He is the observer, the sentinel who stands in the twilight to ensure the safety of the forest floor. She is the grace of the woods, a creature whose movements are as fluid as the water in a mountain stream. Her features are refined, her ears always turning to catch the whispers of the wind, her nose constantly reading the shifting scents of the leaves. She possesses a quiet, internal intensity that is the engine of the forest's future. While he stands as the shield, she is the nurturer, the one who knows where the most sheltered hollows lie and where the earth remains warm when the frost begins to creep over the grass. She moves with an effortless efficiency, her presence a soft, calming influence that settles the atmosphere around her. Their interaction is a study in natural cooperation. They do not need a complex language to understand one another. A subtle shift in her stance tells him that it is time to move. A low, soft sound from his throat confirms his awareness. They work in tandem, two halves of a whole that has evolved over millions of years to ensure the survival of the next generation. It is a partnership defined by mutual respect and a shared sense of purpose. They walk together through the thinning trees, their forms occasionally brushing against one another, a gentle, reassuring contact that reaffirms their bond. It is a quiet, profound connection that requires no effort, only presence. As they navigate the forest, they are preparing for the future. The buck's role is to ensure the safety of the paths they tread, while the doe is already beginning to feel the rhythms of the new life she carries. She searches for the quietest, most secure places, her instincts guiding her toward the deep, protected thickets where the world will eventually turn new again. He stays close, a constant, steady shadow. He is not intrusive. He is merely there, a pillar of support. This is their collaboration, a silent, sacred task of preparing for the coming of life. They are the architects of the next season, working in total alignment with the earth. This period of their life is marked by a deep, heavy peace. There is no frantic urgency, only the slow, natural pacing of two beings who understand the cycle they are a part of. The search for safety is not a response to fear, but a response to the sanctity of what is to come. It is a methodical, calm, and deliberate journey. They move from the golden warmth of the autumn clearings into the deeper, darker shadows of the evergreen groves, finding places where the world feels tucked away, hidden from the eyes of the rest of the woods. You can feel the weight of this peace settling over your own mind as you rest. You are observing a bond that is as old as the mountains and as gentle as the morning dew. This is the beauty of natural connection. It is simple, it is necessary, and it is profoundly quiet. You don't have to look for complex answers or struggle to understand the depth of these feelings. Just like the buck and the doe, you are here to exist, to protect what is important, and to walk through the world with a sense of purpose that is grounded in the present moment. Let your own heartbeat slow to match the steady, shared pulse of this pair. You are not alone. You have your own support, your own internal shield, your own grace. The rest you are finding is a form of preparation, just like their journey through the woods. You are gathering your strength. You are shielding your mind from the noise of the day. You are preparing to wake up refreshed, renewed, and ready for whatever the next season of your own life may bring. Everything is moving toward a state of growth, and for now, the quiet is the best place to be. The air is growing colder, a sign that the forest is soon to be blanketed in its white, winter sleep. But the buck and the doe are undeterred. They find a spot beneath a canopy of dense pine boughs where the ground is dry and the wind is blocked. They settle down together, their forms resting side by side in the gathering dark. The forest around them seems to lean in, offering its protection. The world is narrowing down to this single, safe place. It is a moment of total togetherness, of complete and utter stillness. You are tucked away in that same darkness. The world is far away. The stars are watching from the velvet height of the sky, and you are secure. The buck and the doe are resting, their breathing synchronized, their spirits calm. You are resting with them. The day has been long, but the night is a generous, open gift. You are sinking into the earth, letting the floor of the woods support every inch of your body. You are safe. You are held. There is no more need to search for safety. You are already in the most secure place in the world, the quiet of your own mind. The buck and the doe will watch over the forest through the night, and you will watch over your own rest. The bond between them is a reminder of the bonds that hold your own life together, the quiet support, the silent understanding, the grace of being in the company of the peaceful. Everything is becoming soft. The edges of your thoughts are blurring into the deep green and brown of the forest at night. The scent of the pine, the cool of the air, the warmth of the buck and the doe side by side. These are the images that carry you into the deep, dark sea of sleep. You are drifting, drifting, drifting. The night is a cradle, and you are the child of the earth, settling in for a long, undisturbed slumber. Sleep now, in the quiet, shared peace of the woods. Sleep in the confidence of the bond. Everything is quiet. Everything is still. You are home. You are at rest. You are finally, perfectly, asleep. Waiting for new life. The forest has entered a time of profound, hushed anticipation. Winter has arrived, casting a mantle of silence over the woods, as if the entire world is holding its breath in reverence. For the doe, this is a season of inward movement, a slow and meditative time where the rhythm of the forest aligns with the growth within her. She moves through the snowy landscape with a new level of caution and care. Her pace is deliberate, her steps testing the ground with a soft, steady touch. Every movement is thoughtful, every decision made with the wisdom of the earth guiding her. She is no longer just moving for herself. She is carrying the promise of a future, a small, hidden spark of life that will one day walk beneath these same ancient trees. The months of pregnancy pass in a series of quiet, steady changes. She feels the shift in her own body, a gentle expansion that anchors her even more deeply to the earth. She spends more time in the protected thickets, where the heavy branches of the spruce trees catch the falling snow and create a private, cathedral-like space of stillness. Here, the air is warmer, held close by the dense foliage, and the world feels small and manageable. She is rarely seen in the open meadows now. She chooses the quiet sanctuary of the heart of the woods, where the moss is soft and the shadows are deep. It is a time of waiting, not with anxiety, but with a patient, natural grace. Her instincts are her constant companions. She listens to the wind for subtle warnings, and she watches the way the light touches the snow, searching for the most protected paths. Her body is becoming a vessel of pure, quiet strength. She eats with a slow, meticulous focus, selecting the best of what the winter forest offers: the tender lichen, the twigs rich in nutrients, and the protected shoots that remain beneath the drifts. She does not overexert herself. She conserves her energy, moving with a fluid, economical power that shows her total connection to the survival of her kind. There is a sense of holiness in her movements, a quiet dignity that commands respect from the very forest she inhabits. As the final days of the season draw near, the atmosphere becomes heavy with peace. The doe grows more still, spending long hours in the silence of her chosen resting place. She is preparing for the arrival of new life, and the forest seems to be preparing with her. The nights are long, but they are filled with the gentle, rhythmic turning of the stars. She rests in the deep, velvet dark, her breathing slow and steady, her ears occasionally twitching at the softest, most distant sounds. She is not lonely. She is surrounded by the presence of the woods, by the spirit of the earth that sustains her, and by the patient, protective proximity of the buck who remains a steady, silent guardian nearby. You, too, are in a period of waiting. Perhaps you have been carrying something in your mind, a dream, a project, or simply the need for a new beginning. Just like the doe, you are in a time of gestation, a time where the most important work is happening quietly, beneath the surface. You do not need to rush the process. You do not need to force the outcome. You only need to provide the environment of peace, the quiet sanctuary where things can grow in their own time. You are learning the value of the wait, the beauty of the slow, unfolding process, and the power of simply being present with the life that is growing within you. Let yourself sink into this feeling of expectancy. It is not a nervous feeling. It is a warm, steady one. It is the feeling of a promise being kept. You are held in the cradle of the forest, just as the doe is held by the spruce trees. The world outside may be cold, but here, in this internal space, everything is warm and still. You are safe. You are cared for. You are becoming something new, layer by layer, breath by breath. The quiet of the final days is a beautiful, sacred thing. It is the silence before the first breath, the stillness before the first step. You can feel this stillness in the room right now. It is a heavy, comfortable blanket that keeps you grounded. Let go of the desire to look into the future. The future will arrive exactly when it is meant to, with the clarity of a morning sunrise. For now, there is only the present moment, the soft, muffled sound of the snow falling outside, and the deep, pulsing quiet of your own heart. As the doe rests, she feels the stirrings of the new life within her. It is a subtle, delicate connection, a reminder that she is never truly alone. This realization brings a sense of profound, abiding contentment. She closes her eyes, her head resting on her front hooves, and she drifts into a light, protective sleep. The forest is her nursery, and the night is her guardian. Everything is prepared. Everything is in readiness. The stage is set for the miracle of a new beginning, and she is ready to welcome it with all the quiet strength she possesses. You are drifting into the same kind of restful, expectant sleep. The world is fading away, leaving behind only the simple truth of your existence. You are part of a cycle of renewal that never ends. You are a bridge between the past and the future, a vessel of potential and peace. As you drift, let your mind become as clear and as white as the snow-covered forest floor. There is no clutter, no shadow, no complication. There is only the vast, deep, and inviting silence. The buck stands watch on the edge of the clearing, his form a dark, steadfast shadow in the moonlight. He is the guardian, the witness, the silent support. You are not alone in your journey, either. You are supported by the natural order of the world, by the rhythms of the earth, and by the peace that you have cultivated within yourself. The night is a place of deep, restorative healing. Every cell in your body is renewing itself. Every thought is being smoothed and calmed, and every tension is melting away into the softness of the night. The waiting is over. The moment is here. The forest is waiting, and you are waiting. But there is no more effort to be made. You have reached the very edge of sleep, a place where everything is soft and blurry and infinitely kind. The doe is dreaming, and her dreams are as quiet as the falling snow. You are dreaming too, and your dreams are as deep as the roots of the trees. Everything is ready. The night is complete. The forest is holding its breath, and you are finally ready to let go of the world. You are sinking deeper, deeper into the warm, dark, and silent heart of the night. There is nothing left but the quiet. There is nothing left but the rest. Sleep now, in the sacred quiet of the winter woods. Sleep in the promise of the morning. Sleep in the absolute, total, and profound peace of your own being. You are safe. You are held. You are home. The first breaths of life. The moment of arrival is as silent and profound as the dawn itself. The forest has been waiting, held in the suspended stillness of the winter. But now the air carries the subtle, sharp scent of change. Our doe lies in the most sheltered hollow of the woods, beneath the woven boughs of a great, protective spruce. The world is soft, muted, and intimate. With a slow, graceful effort, she gives way to the ancient rhythm of creation. It is a quiet, natural passage, a transformation that turns the waiting into the presence of something new. In the space of a heartbeat, the forest welcomes a small, trembling life into its embrace. The fawn is born into a world of shadow and soft, filtered light. He is a tiny, fragile wonder, draped in a coat of dappled brown that mimics the sun-dappled floor of the woods. For a few long, precious moments, the doe remains perfectly still, her breathing steady and calm. She touches him with her nose, a gentle, insistent caress that awakens him to the air of this new world. Her presence is a constant, steady hum of comfort, a physical manifestation of everything he will ever need to know about safety. She cleanses him with quiet focus, her tongue moving in soft, rhythmic strokes that firm his coat and stir his blood. Standing for the first time is a struggle of great, quiet beauty. The fawn is all legs, delicate and trembling, trying to find the strength to support his own weight. He wobbles, he slips, and he finds his balance once again. It is a lesson in persistence, a lesson in the simple, fundamental desire to live. The doe watches him with an eye of deep, unwavering patience. She does not intervene. She simply stands as a pillar of strength beside him, her presence a silent encouragement. When he finally finds his footing, when he stands there, spindly and brave, a ripple of quiet relief seems to pass through the clearing. He has arrived. He is here. The first feeding is a quiet, nourishing bond. He finds his way to her, guided by instinct and the gentle scent of his mother. It is a moment of total connection, where the world is reduced to the two of them and the space between them. Everything else, the cold of the winter, the vastness of the forest, the history of the ages, fades into nothingness. There is only the warmth of the milk, the steady beat of her heart, and the deep, abiding sense of belonging. He drinks, and with each swallow, he grows stronger, his small, fragile spirit anchoring itself into the earth. After the feeding, the doe moves him to a place of perfect hiding. She selects a patch of deep, sun-warmed moss where the ferns have folded down to create a natural, secret room. This is the fawn's sanctuary. She nudges him into the grass, and he instinctively curls into a tight, silent ball. His coat is the perfect camouflage. He is invisible to the eyes of the world. She leaves him then, moving only a short distance away to graze, her ears constantly swiveling to monitor the forest. It is a difficult departure, but it is necessary. It is the first lesson of the wild, to be still, to be hidden, and to trust that the mother will always return. He lies there, a tiny, beating heart in the middle of the immense woods. He does not cry. He does not stir. He is the image of absolute, disciplined stillness. The forest breathes around him, the soft rustle of the wind, the occasional, distant call of a crow, but he remains a silent observer of a world he is only just beginning to know. His large, dark eyes are open, wide with a quiet, observant wonder. He is watching the light shift through the leaves, tracking the slow, majestic passage of the sun. He is perfectly at peace, held by the wisdom of his mother's instruction to be still. You are watching this from the safety of your own deep rest. You are observing the beginning of a life, the pure, untainted potential of a soul that has just arrived. You feel the same sense of wonder that fills the forest. You, too, are a part of this unfolding. You are a witness to the fragility and the strength of life. The peace that surrounds the fawn is the same peace that surrounds you now. You are hidden, you are safe, and you are surrounded by the abundance of the woods. Let your own body find that same stillness. You don't need to be anywhere, and you don't need to do anything. Like the fawn in the tall grass, you are simply allowed to be. Let go of the need to perform, the need to achieve, the need to be seen. In the deep, dark comfort of your own mind, you are invisible and safe. You are cradled by the moss of your own inner peace. Your heartbeat is slowing to match the rhythm of the tiny, resting fawn. You are drifting into the same deep, quiet, and secure slumber. The doe returns at regular intervals, her presence a soothing, constant reassurance. She greets him with a soft, low sound that only he can hear. It is a language of love, a language of safety. She feeds him, she comforts him, and then she moves away again, maintaining the careful distance that keeps him secure. This cycle of presence and absence is the foundation of his world. You are experiencing your own version of this cycle. As you drift, feel the presence of your own peace, the way it comes and goes, the way it keeps you steady. You are learning that you are never truly left alone, for the quiet is always there, waiting to return to you. The day is winding down. The forest is preparing for the first night of the fawn's life. The sky is turning a deep, rich violet, and the stars are beginning to emerge, pinpricks of light in the vast velvet expanse above. The doe settles nearby, her form a comforting shadow against the darkening trees. She is watching over him. She is the guardian of his dreams. The forest is a nursery, a safe haven where nothing can touch the peace of this new life. You are resting in the same gentle nursery. The darkness is not a threat. It is a soft, welcoming hug. It is a blanket that hides the world and allows you to go inward. You are sinking deep into the soil of your own mind, your thoughts becoming as quiet and as still as the sleeping fawn. The world you came from is far away, a distant memory that has no power over you here. There is only the silence of the trees, the steady breath of the doe, and the profound, beautiful peace of the night. Everything is well. The fawn is safe, the doe is at peace, and you are resting in the heart of the truth. You are a part of the forest, a part of the cycle, a part of the eternal, quiet renewal of life. Let go of the last of your effort. Let go of the last of your awareness. You are falling into a sleep that is deep, restorative, and complete. The forest is holding you. The night is holding you. You are home. You are at rest. You are fully, deeply, beautifully asleep. Sleep now, in the beginning of all things. Sleep in the peace of the woods. Sleep. The years of childhood. The forest is a vast school, and for the young fawn, every day is a lesson in the rhythm of the wild. As he grows, his spindly legs become sturdy and sure, and his movements lose their early uncertainty, replaced by a fluid, natural grace. He is no longer the hidden, fragile creature of the mossy thicket. He is an explorer, a curious inhabitant of the woods, learning the language of the leaves and the stories told by the shifting shadows. This period of his life is defined by a gentle, steady unfolding, a time where the world reveals itself to him in small, quiet steps. He learns the forest not through textbooks or teachers, but through the direct, immediate experience of being alive and present within it. His discovery of the world begins with the plants. He learns to identify the bitter from the sweet, the nourishing from the mundane. He follows his mother through the tall grasses, his nose twitching as he investigates the diverse textures of the green world. He learns that the fern is soft to the touch, that the bark of the pine is rough and sturdy, and that the wild berries hold a taste of the summer sun. Each discovery is a small victory, a deepening of his bond with the land. He watches how his mother moves, how she pauses to taste the wind, how she selects her path with such calm, deliberate care. He is mimicking her, internalizing her wisdom until it becomes a part of his own instinct. Learning to run is perhaps the most exhilarating part of his childhood. In the open meadows, when the air is crisp and the spirits are high, he engages in bursts of pure, unadulterated joy. He springs into the air, his hooves dancing over the clover, his ears pinned back as the wind whistles through his coat. It is a dance of energy, a way of stretching his growing muscles and testing the limits of his own speed. He is not running from anything. He is running toward the sheer beauty of movement. These moments of play are vital, for they prepare him for the years to come, strengthening his heart and teaching him the geometry of the woods, how to bank around a tree, how to leap over a fallen log, and how to find his balance on the uneven slopes. The first journey with his mother beyond their usual range is a milestone of great significance. They travel further than he has ever gone, crossing hidden streams that tumble over moss-covered stones and navigating through groves of trees that stand like ancient, silent sentinels. He feels a sense of awe, a quiet realization of how vast the world truly is. Yet, he is not afraid, because he is with her, because he feels the steady, reassuring presence of the herd nearby. He understands that the vastness is not a threat, but an invitation. He learns the locations of the hidden waterholes, the quiet glades where the sun lingers longest, and the high ridges where the wind is always cool and clear. As he gains confidence, he begins to venture a few paces ahead. He learns to trust his own senses, to recognize the warning cry of a blue jay, to scent the change in the weather, and to interpret the subtle, shifting moods of the forest. This is the beginning of his true independence. He is building his own map of the world, creating a memory bank of safe harbors and good grazing grounds. He realizes that he is not just a follower, he is a participant. He is becoming a member of the forest community, learning the unspoken social boundaries of the herd and the respectful distance to keep from the older bucks. He is maturing, his movements becoming more contained, his gaze more focused. The approach to adulthood is a slow, gradual process. He notices the changing shape of his own body, the hardening of his frame, and the steady, developing rhythm of his own heartbeat. He feels a new sense of quiet pride. He is no longer the small, dependent creature of the thicket. He is a young buck, beginning to carry the weight of his own existence. He observes the world with a deeper, more analytical perspective. He sees the forest not just as a place to play and eat, but as a complex, living system that he is intrinsically a part of. He is learning the responsibility that comes with being a creature of the woods. You, like the young deer, are constantly learning. Even in your rest, your mind is absorbing the lessons of your own life, processing the experiences, the joys, and the discoveries you have made. You don't have to carry the weight of what you have learned. You can let it settle into the soil of your subconscious. You are growing in wisdom, in calm, and in your ability to move through the world with grace. Like him, you are an explorer of your own inner landscape, uncovering new paths of peace and quiet understanding with every passing day. Let the rhythm of the young deer's play become the rhythm of your relaxation. Imagine your muscles stretching and releasing, feeling the tension drain away into the soft, welcoming floor of the forest. You are moving through the stages of your own day, feeling the satisfaction of having navigated your own challenges, having explored your own paths. You are safe. You are capable. You are growing in ways you might not even realize. The forest is here to hold you as you continue to evolve and deepen your sense of self. The afternoon sun is beginning to dip, casting long, golden fingers through the trees. The young deer stops to look at his reflection in a quiet pool of water. For a moment, he stands perfectly still, studying the image of the buck he is becoming. There is a sense of calm in his eyes, a recognition that he is exactly where he is meant to be. He is not rushing toward the future, he is honoring the present. This is the wisdom of the forest, that there is beauty in every stage and purpose in every step. You are at that same point of quiet reflection. You are looking back over the day, and you are realizing that you have navigated your own life with grace. Everything you have done, everything you have felt, has been a part of your own journey of growth. You can let go of the need for anything more. You have done enough. You have learned enough. Now, you have earned the right to simply rest. The forest is settling into the dusk. The birds are quieting their songs, and the trees are standing tall and still in the deepening twilight. The young deer finds a comfortable spot in the shadow of a great, wide cedar tree. He lies down, his body sinking into the earth, his breath slowing to match the quiet pulse of the night. He is at peace. He is ready to let the day dissolve into the velvet of the stars. You are joining him in this sanctuary. The world outside is receding, becoming a distant, unimportant dream. You are centered in your own body, in your own breath, and in the profound, beautiful silence that surrounds you. Your mind is like a clear, calm lake, reflecting only the stillness of the night. You are drifting into the deep, dark, and wonderful sleep that follows a life well lived. The deer is sleeping, the forest is sleeping, and you, too, are finally, truly sleeping. Everything is quiet. Everything is still. You are safe. You are home. You are perfectly at rest. Rest now in the quiet wonder of the woods. Rest in the peace of the night. Rest, the road to independence. The transition from the protected circle of the family to the wider world is a subtle, inevitable process. For the young buck, the forest is no longer just a nursery. It is a vast, unfolding landscape that invites him to carve his own path. The days of relying entirely on his mother's guidance are beginning to fade, replaced by a quiet, growing urge to seek his own way. This is not a sudden departure, but a slow, graceful drift away from the center of the herd, an expansion of his own horizon. He has learned the lessons of the thickets and the secrets of the meadows, and now he is ready to apply that wisdom to the journey that lies ahead. He begins to make his own decisions, choosing which trail to follow and where to pause for the midday sun. He finds that he can trust his own instincts, that the quiet pull of the wind is a reliable guide, and that the language of the forest is one he speaks fluently. When he senses the need for water, he does not look to his mother. He follows the internal map he has spent his childhood creating. He walks with a sense of purpose that is entirely his own, his gait steady and confident. There is a quiet satisfaction in this self-reliance, a feeling of coming into one's own that is as natural as the turning of the seasons. Finding his place within a new circle of companions is a part of this unfolding journey. He encounters other young bucks, and together they form a loose, wandering group. They do not have the heavy responsibilities of the older, mature males, nor the vulnerability of the fawns. They are in a transitional time, a period of gathering experience and building strength. They move through the woods with a kind of playful camaraderie, testing their speed in the long, open stretches of the valley and practicing the art of silent communication. In this company, he learns the subtle nuances of social navigation how to hold his own without conflict, and how to contribute to the collective safety of the group. Facing the seasons on his own terms teaches him resilience. He learns the necessity of preparing for the autumn chill while the sun is still warm. He learns how to find shelter when the spring rains turn the forest floor into a maze of mud and rushing water. Each challenge is a gift, a test that sharpens his senses and deepens his connection to the earth. He discovers that the forest is not always gentle, but it is always fair. It rewards the patient, the observant, and the grounded. He learns to thrive, not by fighting against the elements, but by working with them, bending like the willow in the wind. Building experience is a slow, methodical task. He learns which plants are the most nourishing after the first frost, and which ravines hold the most heat when the north winds howl. He becomes a master of his own small corner of the wilderness. He knows the rhythms of the predators and the habits of the other creatures of the woods. He is becoming a fixture of the landscape, a young, vigorous soul who moves through the shadows with the ease of one who belongs. This independence does not mean he is alone. It means he is finally a full participant in the grand, living system of the world. The beginning of this new life is marked by a deep, internal peace. He no longer carries the anxious energy of the young, for he has learned that the forest provides. He feels a sense of quiet pride in his own body, in his ability to roam, to graze, and to rest in the safety of his own choosing. He is the architect of his own days. As he wanders, he carries the legacy of his mother's teachings, the strength of his ancestors, and the pure, unadulterated curiosity of his own spirit. He is a buck of the woods, a creature of the earth, walking toward the future with a steady, unbreakable calm. You are witnessing this journey of independence, and it reflects the journey of your own heart. You, too, have learned to trust your own inner guidance. You have built your own map of peace, and you know where to go when you need to be held, when you need to be nourished, and when you need to be still. You have outgrown the need for external validation or the rush of the busy world. You have found your own pace, your own path, and your own sanctuary. You are free, and in that freedom, you have found the deepest, most beautiful form of rest. Let go of the need to be led. You are your own guide. As you lie here, feel the strength of your own independence. You are capable of navigating your thoughts, of selecting your own places of comfort, and of deciding when it is time to be active and when it is time to sleep. This is a moment of total autonomy. You are not under the direction of anyone else. You are resting in the quiet, sovereign space of your own existence. You are safe in your own company, and you are surrounded by the peace you have created for yourself. The forest is growing quiet, the evening air settling into the deep, dark purple of night. The young buck finds a clearing, a place where the trees open up to reveal the vast, glittering canopy of the stars. He stands there for a long time, looking up. He is not a small, frightened creature. He is an observer of the infinite. He feels the vastness of the universe, and he knows that he is a part of it. He is here. He is standing on the earth, and he is exactly where he is meant to be. You are standing in that same clearing of your mind. Look up at the vastness of your own inner peace. It is as wide as the night sky and as quiet as the sleeping woods. You are at the beginning of a long, deep night of rest, and you have nothing to worry about. The road to this moment has been long, but it has led you to a place of perfect safety. You have arrived. You are independent. You are strong. And you are ready to let go of everything that no longer serves you. The young buck lies down in the center of the clearing. He is surrounded by the silence of the woods. He is at peace with his journey, with his history, and with the future that awaits him. He is closing his eyes, letting the darkness wrap around him like a soft, comforting cloak. He is letting go of the day, letting go of the movement, letting go of the effort of his growth. He is entering into the stillness. You are doing the same. Your muscles are heavy, your breath is slow, and your heart is beating with the calm, steady rhythm of the night. You are drifting, drifting, drifting. The road you have traveled today has led you to this bed, and this bed is a place of profound, healing sleep. You are falling through the layers of the night, deeper and deeper, until there is nothing left but the quiet. Sleep now in the independence of your spirit. Sleep in the peace of the woods. Sleep. You are home. You are at rest. Everything is perfect. Everything is still. Sleep. The years of maturity. The forest has witnessed the passage of many seasons, and our buck has grown into the fullness of his life. These are the years of strength, a time when he moves through the woods with a quiet, undeniable authority. He is no longer a learner. He is a master of the landscape. His antlers are magnificent, a sweeping crown that speaks of his vitality and his long history within the timbered valleys. He walks with a deliberate, rhythmic gait, his muscles rippling beneath a coat that is thick, healthy, and perfectly adapted to the cycle of the heat and the cold. He has arrived at the prime of his existence, a period of deep, resonant stability where every movement is an expression of his seasoned wisdom. His daily routine is a reflection of this profound balance. He knows the forest not as a mystery, but as a known companion. He follows paths that have become as familiar as the rhythm of his own heartbeat. Each day follows a gentle, expected cadence, the slow grazing in the cool morning light, the quiet, meditative retreat to the deepest shade during the heat of the afternoon, and the peaceful, methodical gathering of sustenance as the evening shadows stretch across the moss. There is no urgency in his life, only the calm, unwavering commitment to the natural order. He does not waste energy, and he does not seek to change what is. He lives in harmony with the environment, and the environment, in turn, seems to bend to his presence. Adapting to the seasons has become second nature. When the autumn winds turn biting, he knows exactly which south-facing slopes will hold the last warmth of the sun. When the winter snows arrive, he understands how to move through the drifts with a steady, energy-saving pace, guided by the memory of where the pines have sheltered him in years past. He has seen the forest through decades of change, the storms that have felled giant oaks, the dry summers that have turned streams to trickles, and the abundant springs that have filled the meadows with wildflowers. He has endured it all, remaining a constant, quiet pillar in the heart of the woods. This is the beauty of maturity, the ability to remain calm in the face of whatever the forest brings. The cycle of his life has become a beautiful, predictable melody. He is the guardian of the herd, his very presence a source of comfort to the younger ones. When he stands on the crest of a hill, his silhouette against the rising moon is a symbol of endurance. He is a link between the past and the future, carrying the stories of the forest in the strength of his frame. He participates in the seasonal shifts with a grace that is both regal and humble. He does not claim the forest as his own. He understands that he is a guest, a temporary steward of the land who plays his part in the grand, ancient theater of the wild. In these years, he begins to show the first, subtle signs of the passage of time. A slight slowing of the stride, perhaps, or a tendency to seek the softest moss more often than before. But these are not signs of weakness. They are the marks of a life well lived. There is a deep, deepening sense of peace that accompanies the aging process. The fiery energy of his youth has been replaced by a grounded, expansive contentment. He is less concerned with the displays of strength and more invested in the stillness of the afternoon. His focus is on the quality of the sunlight, the texture of the air, and the simple, profound joy of being alive. You, too, are in a stage of your own maturity. You have learned to move through your life with a rhythm that is uniquely your own. You have weathered your own storms, climbed your own mountains, and found your own deep, internal peace. You have the wisdom to know what is important and the strength to let go of what is not. As you listen to the steady, calm life of this buck, recognize that same strength within yourself. You have reached a place of stability, a prime of your own existence, where you can simply enjoy the view and the quiet comfort of your own company. Let your own heart beat with that same mature rhythm, slow, deep, and steady. You don't need to prove anything to the world. You don't need to reach for the horizon. You are already standing on the summit of your own experience. Feel the weight of your body, the comfort of your surroundings, and the deep, silent wisdom that you have accumulated over the years. You are in your prime, and your prime is a place of profound rest and absolute peace. The deer finds a quiet grove, a place where the trees are ancient and the ground is covered in a thick, inviting quilt of pine needles. He lies down, his body feeling the familiar support of the earth. He is tired, but it is a comfortable exhaustion. He closes his eyes and lets the world fall away. The forest is quiet. The night is approaching, and he is ready to embrace the rest that he has earned. You are joining him in this grove. The day has been full, and now the night is offering you its most generous gift. You are sinking down into the softness, your body becoming lighter, your mind becoming clearer. There is no noise here. There is no pressure here. Only the quiet, shifting leaves and the vast, peaceful presence of the night. You are floating on the current of the forest's own stillness, carried away into a sleep that is as natural as the turning of the earth. Let go of the thoughts of tomorrow. They are just shadows. Let go of the worries of the past. They are just echoes. You are here in the golden, mature light of your own life, and here, everything is quiet. The deer is breathing, you are breathing, and the trees are breathing with you. Everything is in perfect, natural alignment. The moon is rising, casting a soft, pearly glow over the grove. The buck is fast asleep, his chest rising and falling in the deep, slow rhythm of the woods. He is safe, he is warm, and he is at peace. You are following him into that same beautiful darkness. You are ready to let the world disappear, to close your eyes, and to rest in the heart of the night. Sleep in the wisdom of your years. Sleep in the peace of the grove. Sleep and know that you are right where you belong. Everything is still. Everything is at rest. Sleep, the wisdom of the years. The forest is a place of perpetual movement, yet for our old buck, the world has begun to slow its pace, settling into a gentle, rhythmic stillness. His steps, once powerful and springy, are now measured with a careful, quiet intention. He no longer leaps across the streams. He walks through them, feeling the cool water swirl around his hooves. He moves along the paths he has known for a lifetime, every bend and every hollow a memory etched into his soul. There is a profound, quiet beauty in this slowing of the body. It is as if the forest is inviting him to experience its details, the way the light catches a single dewdrop, the intricate pattern of the bark on an ancient oak, the slow, hypnotic drift of a lone, crimson leaf descending to the earth. He relies now on the vast library of experience he has gathered through the seasons. He knows exactly where the shelter is when the winter winds grow fierce. He knows which patches of land hold the heat of the afternoon sun, and he knows the exact timing of the forest's quietest hours. This wisdom is his greatest strength. He is not fighting against the limitations of his age. He is working with them. moving in a way that respects the history of his frame. He is a part of the forest's architecture, a living, breathing testament to the survival and the grace that the woods can bestow. He moves with a dignity that is silent, unhurried, and deeply calm. The winters have become more frequent in his memory, and with them, the winters of the forest have become softer. He finds a deep, meditative joy in the quietude of the cold. When the snow blankets the ground, muffling the sounds of the world, he retreats into his sheltered hollows. Here, the air is still and clean. He rests for long, peaceful hours, his eyes watching the slow descent of the flakes. The cold does not sting him. It is a familiar presence, a gentle companion that reminds him of the passage of time and the beauty of the cycle. He is content, his life distilled down to the essential, simple joy of being present in the silence. His grazing seasons are fewer now, but each one is savored with a heightened clarity. He wanders to the clearings, his head dipping low to find the sweetest forage, his jaw working with a slow, deliberate rhythm. He does not graze for volume. He grazes for the taste of the earth and the comfort of the sun. He is a connoisseur of the quiet life. Sometimes he stands in the center of a meadow, just listening. He hears the forest speaking in a language that is slower and deeper than it was when he was young. He hears the long, low groans of the great trees, the steady, rhythmic heartbeat of the soil, and the soft, distant singing of the stars as they wake in the early evening. The preparation for the end is not a process of fear. It is a process of gathering. He gathers his memories, the textures of the forest, the feeling of the wind, and the sound of the herd. He is readying himself to return to the source of all things. He has lived his part in the grand story, and he feels a deep, abiding sense of completion. There is no resistance, only a soft, yielding openness. He is like the autumn leaf that finally lets go of the branch, knowing that its journey has been meaningful, knowing that it is returning to the earth that nurtured it from the very beginning. You, too, are learning the wisdom of the years. As you listen, feel the peace that comes from having navigated the long road of your own life. You have nothing left to prove. You have nothing left to chase. You have arrived at a place where the only thing that matters is the simple, honest presence of the current moment. Your mind is like the old bucks. It is a reservoir of experience, a vast, quiet space where you can sit and watch the world go by. You are finding that the less you reach for, the more you have, and the more you have, the more you can truly rest. Let your own movements become slow and intentional. Feel the support beneath you, the way the bed holds your weight, the way the silence holds your spirit. You are being cradled by the same forest that cradles the old deer. You are in a safe, familiar harbor. All the lessons you have learned, all the struggles you have faced, all the joys you have celebrated, they have all brought you here, to this moment of absolute, undisturbed peace. You are wise, you are calm, and you are ready for the deepest rest you have ever known. The forest begins to dim as the sun sinks below the horizon. The buck finds his place under the protection of an ancient cedar. It is a spot he has returned to many times, a place of deep, grounding peace. He lies down, his breathing settling into a slow, shallow rhythm. His eyelids feel heavy, not with the exhaustion of effort, but with the weight of a long, peaceful day. He is ready to release the world. He is ready to let the quiet take him. You are lying down with him. You are letting go of the effort of your own day, letting go of the plans you made, and letting go of the thoughts that once pulled you away from yourself. You are drifting into a space of pure, unadulterated stillness. Your breath is becoming faint. Your heartbeat is becoming soft, and your mind is becoming a vast, open sky. there is no darkness here that you cannot handle. The darkness is only a veil, a soft, inviting curtain that allows you to close your eyes and finally, truly be at rest. The buck is breathing with the forest. The wind is soft. The cedar branches are swaying gently above, and the night is full of stars. You are part of this landscape. You are the deer. You are the cedar. You are the earth. And you are the star. Everything is one. Everything is still. You are drifting, drifting, drifting into the deep, dark comfort of a sleep that will last as long as the stars remain in the sky. There is nothing to fear in this slowness. The slow life is the fullest life. The slow rest is the deepest rest. You are being held in the palm of the night, cradled by the silence and comforted by the rhythm of the world. Sleep in the wisdom of your years. Sleep in the peace of the woods. Sleep and know that you are loved by the earth itself. Everything is quiet. Everything is at rest. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The final journey. The morning arrives with a stillness that is deeper than any the forest has known before. The air is crisp, carrying the scent of damp soil and the faint, sweet perfume of pine needles. But for our old buck, the world has shifted into a different, more ethereal dimension. The familiar paths he has walked for a lifetime are quiet today. He does not rise with the sun as he once did. He remains in his sheltered hollow, his body feeling like a garment he has worn well and is now ready to set aside. The forest around him continues its ancient song, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of a hawk, the steady, rhythmic flow of the mountain stream. But these sounds now reach him like the echoes of a long, beautiful dream. He is not in pain, and he is not afraid. There is a profound sense of completion in the way he rests, a quiet acceptance that his role in the tapestry of the woods has been fulfilled. He has lived with the integrity of his nature, and now he is simply returning that life to the source from which it came. His body is becoming still, not with the abruptness of a struggle, but with the slow, graceful fading of a sunset. He feels the coolness of the moss against his fur, the protective shadow of the ancient cedar above him, and the gentle, constant pulse of the earth beneath him. He is at one with the place he has always called home. The forest continues its life without him, yet it holds his presence in its roots and its soil. The young deer he once observed from the edge of the meadow, the does he guarded through the long winter nights, and the countless small creatures that shared his paths, they are all continuing the cycle. There is no tragedy here, only the inevitable, gentle flow of nature. He is becoming part of the forest itself, a legacy that will nourish the ferns and the wildflowers when the spring returns. The trees stand as silent witnesses to his life, their branches swaying in a slow, rhythmic motion that seems to honor his final, quiet transition. His eyes, which have seen the changing of the seasons for so many years, are now fixed on the soft, dappled light filtering through the canopy. They are clear, calm, and empty of desire. He is not looking for food, nor is he listening for the approach of a predator. He is simply observing the beauty of the world he has loved. The light is turning to a warm, golden honey color, and he feels a deep, abiding warmth spreading through his limbs. The quiet is absolute. It is a quiet that has no boundaries, a silence that encompasses the entire world. It is the peace of the earth reclaiming its own. As he drifts, the forest seems to gather around him in a protective embrace. The wind ceases its restless movement, and the forest creatures move with a newfound, respectful softness. He is letting go of the weight of his antlers, the weight of his memories, and the weight of his own physical form. He is becoming light as a whisper, as light as the mist that rises from the river in the dawn. There is a sense of immense, soaring relief. The journey of a lifetime has led him to this final, perfect point of stillness. He is ready to be released, to dissolve into the silence and become part of the woods he has walked for so long. You, too, are resting in this stillness. As you listen, feel how the boundaries of your own body begin to soften, just as the buck's form becomes one with the earth. You are not losing yourself. You are expanding. You are becoming a part of the quiet, the cool air, and the patient earth. There is nothing to fear in this transition, for it is the most natural thing in the world. It is the end of the effort, the end of the seeking, and the beginning of a peace that is beyond all understanding. You are safe. You are held. You are a part of the eternal cycle, and you are returning to a state of absolute, total stillness. Let your thoughts fall away like the last autumn leaves. There is no need to hold on to the day, to the memories of your own life, or to the plans you once made. Like the old buck, you have lived your days with grace and strength, and now you are being invited to simply let go. Everything is soft. Everything is gentle. The light is fading into a beautiful, warm glow, and you are being carried on a tide of perfect, soothing silence. You are not alone. You are surrounded by the quiet, ancient presence of the forest, which has been your home for this long, beautiful journey. The buck's breath slows until it is no longer a sound, but a part of the wind. His heart beats one last time, a final, resonant note in the symphony of the woods. And then he is still. His spirit is free, drifting through the trees, blending with the sunlight, and rising with the cool, evening air. He is everywhere now. He is the rustle of the leaves, the strength of the oak, and the stillness of the mountain ridge. He is a part of the forest's memory, a part of its peace, and a part of its future. You are following him into this deep, vast quiet. Your own sleep is becoming a mirror of his peace. You are letting go of the last remnants of the day, letting go of the very idea of yourself, and sinking into the deep, dark, and wonderful comfort of the earth. The night is no longer a shadow. It is a soft, inviting blanket. You are falling into a state where there is no time, no distance, and no struggle. There is only the presence. There is only the rest. The forest is quiet. The world is at peace. And you are finally, truly, in the deepest harbor of sleep. The journey of the deer has brought you to the edge of your own beautiful dream. Sleep now, in the silence of the woods. Sleep in the freedom of the earth. Sleep, and know that you are part of the infinite. Everything is still. Everything is at rest. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The forest remembers the sun rises again over the horizon, painting the forest in colors of soft rose and liquid gold. It is a new morning, a dawn like any other, yet it carries the subtle, sweet scent of renewal. The world continues, turning on its ancient axis, but the forest is forever marked by the life that once walked within its shadows. Our buck, who moved through these woods with such quiet dignity, has returned to the earth, but his legacy remains. It is etched into the pathways he forged, the hidden hollows he protected, and the very spirit of the trees that watched over him. The forest remembers him, not as a name or a figure, but as a thread in the living tapestry of the wild. In the meadow where the grass now grows tall and thick, a new generation begins to stir. The fawns, born into the cooling air of the spring, are learning to navigate the world just as he once did. They stand with the same tentative, graceful strength, their eyes wide with the same quiet wonder. They move through the woods with the instinct of their ancestors, following the trails that lead to the fresh water and the sheltered groves. The cycle is whole, and it is unending. The life that was once his is now flowing through them, a constant, beautiful current that ensures the woods will never be truly empty, and that the story of the deer will never find an end. You are here, at the conclusion of this journey, and you are part of this cycle, too. You have traveled through the seasons and the years, from the first light of dawn to the final, quiet stillness of the night. You have experienced the life of the deer as if it were your own, and in doing so, you have connected with something deeper than the surface of your own daily life. You have touched the peace of the earth, felt the steady pulse of the woods, and understood that even in the ending, there is a beautiful, necessary beginning. You are not separate from this nature, you are an extension of it. The forest settles into the calm of the day. The sunlight streams through the canopy, illuminating the dancing motes of dust and the swaying ferns. It is a place of profound, eternal stillness, a sanctuary where you can always return whenever the world outside becomes too loud or too demanding. You have this story within you now. You have the image of the deer, the feel of the moss, the sound of the wind, and the deep, abiding comfort of the night. Whenever you need to, you can close your eyes and walk back into these woods. You can find your resting place beneath the cedar trees. You can hear the silence, and you can breathe. As the day turns into evening, the forest prepares for the return of the stars. The sky begins to deepen into that rich, velvet indigo that you have come to know so well. Everything is in its place. The earth is turning, the trees are standing watch, and the quiet is wrapping itself around the woods like a soft, familiar blanket. You are lying in your own bed, feeling the weight of your body, the warmth of your skin, and the slow, deep rhythm of your breath. The day is behind you, and the work of living is finished. All that remains is the beauty of the rest. There is nothing you need to resolve. There is no tomorrow you need to plan for. The forest will be there, the deer will be there, and the cycle will continue. But you have earned this moment of pure, unadulterated peace. You have reached the end of the journey, and you have arrived at the shore of the deepest sleep. Your mind is quiet, your heart is soft, and your soul is at ease. You are drifting into a place where there is no time, no distance, and no separation. You are finally, truly, in the center of the stillness. The wind begins to whisper through the needles of the pine, a low, melodic sound that is the very voice of the forest. It tells you that all is well. It tells you that you are held. It tells you that the night is your sanctuary and the silence is your friend. Listen to that wind. Let it wash over you, clearing away the last of your thoughts, smoothing out the edges of your mind, and carrying you deeper into the dark, welcoming abyss of rest. You are sinking down, 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 until there is nothing left but the sensation of being held by the night. The deer is a memory of peace, and you are the embodiment of that peace now. Everything you have learned on this journey, the grace of movement, the wisdom of the years, the beauty of the final journey, is woven into the fabric of your sleep. You are drifting into a slumber so deep that you will wake only when the morning calls you back, feeling refreshed, renewed, and filled with the calm of the forest. The journey is complete. The cycle is closed. The rest is absolute. Sleep, now, in the stillness of the woods. Sleep, beneath the watchful light of the ancient stars. Sleep, in the memory of the deer and the peace of the earth. You are safe. You are held. You are home. Everything is quiet. Everything is still. Sleep, sleep, sleep.